those keepers!
Hey, motherfucker!
Do you ever fantasize about being killed?
If they ever ask about me, tell them I was more than just a great set of boobs. I was also an incredible pair of legs.
Aha! I threw that shit before I walked in the room!
And now here he is, the man you just love to hate.
That's trash!
I want all of you to get up out of your chairs. I want you to get up right now and go to the window, open it, and stick your head out and yell, I'm as bad as hell, and I'm not gonna take this anymore!
Hello, everyone, and welcome to And Now for Something Different, week 2 of our October Horror Fest. We will say this, next week we will be back with Fans of Power for 1 week, and then we'll finish off the month with some other horror goodness. But I am Nathan Kennedy, joined here tonight by Tyler T-Rex Baker. Your eyes are deceiving you. That is not Duke the Dumpster. That is, in fact, the trash man himself, Ren McKenzie. And the doctor is in the house. Dusan Mitrovich is here. Joe should be joining us momentarily. Rebecca will not be here tonight. But we're going to jump ahead from where we were last week. We're going to jump 50 years into the future. Still the past. But we're going to be talking about, as Tyler has the poster behind him, because of course he does, An American Werewolf in London. I also have the poster. It's 11 by 17. So he's got me beat there on that one.
Would you like me to share the size of this one, Nate?
Yeah, 27 by 41.
Yeah.
How much did you pay? How much did you pay for that, though?
I think I paid like $85, I think, for it at the time.
Good price.
Yeah.
Now, nope.
I haven't looked, and I'd be because I have quite a few like originals like that and Clash of the Titans. Like I can't imagine how much they go for now. Like Alien, I have an original Aliens poster. That's probably a shitload of money too.
Oh, all right. Well, that one's not an official. $250 for a folded one right here with $15 shipping. So you're looking at $275. That's the only folded poster I see, but that's just from that keyword folded movie poster. If I just did original movie poster, there would probably be some folded ones in there. But you definitely caught a deal with that one. But
deal.
I mean, it's kind of crazy to think about. Just even 10 years ago.
Yeah.
The prices of movie posters compared to now, way cheaper for sure.
Oh my God.
Because we've gotten older and we have the monies.
Well, even back then, like some of those posters, I felt like, God, it was like, I'm paying, $110 for an original Jaws poster. And I'm like, even that time, I thought that was a lot of money to pay for a poster.
Yeah.
But you go back even further than that, like in the mid 2000s, like from 2005, 2007, like paying $40 for the original Clash of the Titans poster. Oh my God, that's a lot of money, man. $40. It's just changed so much. Whereas that'd be the bargain of a lifetime.
Joe is currently messaging us and saying he can't find. I sent him the link just now, so I guess Joe will be here tonight. So I guess I would have lost my shirt in that bet, Ren.
Nipples out.
Yeah, nipples out. I'll be Skins. Deucin, you want to join me in being part of Team Skins over here, and they can be shirts or blouses, as it were, as Prince would say.
What?
Deucin's like, I have no idea. That's
Skeletor has no flesh, so he could be Skins.
So Deucin, when you're playing basketball recreationally outside on a nice warm summer day, the way to differentiate what team you're on is some dudes would the entire team would just play with their shirts off, and the other team would keep their shirts on. So you knew who to pass the ball to.
Shirts and skins.
Yeah,
shirts versus skins.
Yeah.
So that way you knew whose team you were on because no one wore jerseys.
Yeah.
That sounds suspicious.
I mean,
Hey, watch it.
Yeah.
It's an American tradition.
Yeah. You wouldn't understand.
Nipples or cotton?
Unless Joe's playing that game, then he's just sizing up his next victim. So
Yeah. Joe's like, oh, I want to be on.
and it's
all
like, oh
the
boy,
skin
there's so many
things."
people to molest on this court. He looks at Ren first thing.
That reminds me of that Jackass skit where Johnny Knoxville puts that dildo in his pants.
Yeah,
and he's
flopping
like,
around.
Yeah, posting up against guys when they're trying to bang. And they're like, "What are you doing, man?"
God, those early skits, man, they were priceless. God, they were so good and creative.
Yeah. They had to go further. Oh, come on, man. They had to go further because I think they ran out of good shit.
Yeah, I don't go back and watch. Like, even though the last movie was enjoyable, like I don't look at the movies as rewatchable. Other than the first one, the show was by far the most rewatchable with all those original skits. I mean, the movies were all good. Don't get me wrong, but the show was just.
I think
more...
the movies are good to go back to after a certain amount of time when you've forgotten everything that was in them.
Yeah.
Which is pretty easy. I think, I don't know, man. Like, there were so many things, even in the shows and so many things in the movies. It was like they kind of blend in together and you're like, okay, maybe I'll watch it again and see which one of the movies had this in it. You know?
Yeah.
Some as I got older, I start to gag more easily than when I was a teenager. I'm like, oh man, this is so messed up. Or I was like, oh my god, dude, I start dry heaving.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah.
Especially when it comes to any of the animal ejaculate that is used as pranks. I'm like, oh yeah, that's pretty. Don't worry about it, Dewson. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
What kind of television are you people watching?
Don't do the American thing, man.
Yeah, that wouldn't be one I would recommend to anyone who's never seen Jackass. Even
don't watch any Jackass shows.
But
just fuck around and catch the ones.
Hey, speaking of
piercing anuses and stuff.
Speaking of
God, that was a rough one.
Speaking of anuses, I had the misfortune of watching that other show that was like Jackass, about that guy with the house who once demolished his door of the house and to build a drawbridge or something. Like in one episode, the guy was taking a shit in the middle of the living room.
Well, that happened in the first Jackass when he goes to that repair store, takes a shit. That son of a bitch.
I think.
But this was at home.
It's a show. It's a runoff of the Jackass. It's one of the guys in Jackass.
Probably Bam Margera.
Oh, you're talking about
Viva La
Bam Margera. It's Bam Margera.
Yeah, that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I never got into that or any of the spin-offs.
He'd wake his dad up, smacking him in the stomach and stuff.
Well,
that was fun on the Jackass show. Yeah, that was fun. When he would do that.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of animal ejaculate and anuses and jackasses, hey, Joe Amato is here.
Hey, buddy.
Supreme pervert.
We were not talking about you whatsoever.
Not at all. I've never seen the Jackass movies either, so I don't know.
Why am I not surprised?
Yeah, because you were in them.
But Joe, how about, did you ever see an animal ejaculation?
I'm sorry, what's that?
You said you drank it?
Joe probably would.
Joe, you said you drank it?
I didn't know.
Just say yes, Joe. Just say yes.
No, just say yeah. You drank it.
Yeah.
I gotta hear what Dushan said. What did you say?
Oh no.
Tastes like Alfredo.
Animal ejaculant.
Animal ejaculate? What the hell are you watching? What?
Jackass.
Yeah.
That was in Jackass?
Yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah, I mean, some of those things that they do on that show, it admittedly too much, too far.
Yeah.
It's a little beyond our taste. Yeah, it was always important.
'90s and early 2000s, man.
Yeah, but it was also important. I'm kind of surprised, Tyler, because we saw 3 of them together in theater.
We saw 1, 2, and 3 in theaters. Yeah,
I'm surprised that with some of that gross stuff, because people take snacks and popcorn. I'm surprised no one threw up during the movie.
Everyone was into it. Everyone was like, no way, man.
Oh yeah, that fucking guy.
Yeah, it was just typical. No way. I don't know if he was like a goofy singer in high school or a college freshman, but he was every bit stereotypical as a moron that they were gauging the audience to be. Now, me and Nathan were clearly more sophisticated in the audience, but this idiot, with this goofy ass hair, just screaming, no way, man, to his buddy. Me and Nathan started doing it. He's completely oblivious to us making fun of him. And he's sitting right next to us.
And Sam got really pissed off about it. I remember that. She said, why did you guys have to keep doing that? I'm like, I don't know, because I got on our nerves.
Yeah, it was funny.
Yeah, it was. We had to make ourselves laugh, otherwise we were going to be like too pissed off about it. But
yeah, if Nathan's not there to make fun of a shitty situation like Alien versus Predator when the alien queen's taking a shit,
pooping out the eggs,
we wouldn't have got through it.
Yep. Oopa.
Oh yeah, Revenge of the Sith when like Natalie Portman's spitting out Luke and Leia.
and then lost her will to live.
Yeah. Yeah, but Nathan was there to make fun of that. When she squirts out a baby, she goes, Luke, Leia. And he's making fun. He's making fun of the nursemaid robot. This movie's fucking terrible. God.
She died of a broken heart, okay? Come on.
What a crock of shit.
Yeah, well.
all 3 of those movies are. And oh, by God, we were there opening day and then some to see.
Yeah, bought the action figures like a bunch of assholes.
Yep, all that money spent.
Yeah.
Plastic.
Yeah, and that shit's just sitting in a box somewhere.
I got rid of all mine. I think I sold it to Matt Bishop. I think I sold all of them for $50.
You kept Jar Jar, admit it.
Huh?
Yeah, you kept Jar Jar. You look like a Jar Jar fan.
Now when Phantom Menace came out, I bought everything I could get a hold of, including a Jar Jar Men on cards. And I sold them all to my brother. Yeah. I was determined to be like the people who grew up with the original trilogy when they came out in theaters. I wanted to do what they did, and then I was like, "Oh my God, what the people
You're a loser,
Mr. Jar Jar Tyler."
Hey, I admit, I had nothing, when that movie came out, so it's all I had to believe in, and I was fat. So I needed something to believe in,
I had nothing. Oh,
yeah.
Tyler had all the variants. He had all.
Oh no! I had all of it. I had a standee of Darth Maul. I had 24 by 36 posters you buy at your local Kmart of Darth Maul and the lightsaber fight. I was a fat shit for the shittiest movie.
How fucking sad is that? I had nothing but Phantom Menace.
But I also had He-Man and Turtles and G.I. Joe and wrestling on display too.
Well, then you had more than nothing.
Oh no! I'm making fun of the fact that I was so trying to be into Star Wars at that time because I really want.
How many times did you go see Phantom Menace again?
Oh, 14 times.
What the fuck?
14 times. 14 times. Yeah.
No wonder why you like
them all.
I told you I was fat and I had nothing.
I'm glad I didn't take a drink just then. I may have spit it out in that moment.
My dad would drop me off at the theater on Saturday and Sunday, and the lady's like, "You're gonna go see it again?" I'm like, "Yeah, just give me the damn
what
ticket."
A loser! Hey, lady, I don't have anything else.
Even the old lady in the ticket booth, like, I get it. I used to be fat too.
What the fuck?
That's what she said.
Verbatim. Joe, do you have your laptop this week?
Yep, it's right here. Yep.
Would you like to read off the names of all the lovely people that decided to join us live tonight?
Oh, hold on.
Oh,
I had the movie set. Hold on.
Oh.
Come on, Joe, hurry up. I got nothing else. All right.
Zentron.
I'm getting fat over here.
Sean Darren. Jenny K. Love you, baby. Shut up, Ren.
Love you, baby.
Jaime
Probably
Morris.
numb to that statement now, It probably doesn't mean that much to her because you say it so damn much.
Yeah, that's true.
It loses its luster when you force it down her throat every few seconds.
Chris Carter. And he actually bought a whole bunch of my shirts on TeePublic. So off of TeePublic. So I want to thank him for that.
Did you slap a He-Man on the spider, Joe?
What's
Have you put, can I commission you to put Blade on a spider butt?
If you want, Wiley Walt.
Would you do it? Blade Tarantula? Whatever that might be?
Come on, Joe. Right. Mattel needs more material.
Yeah, that's true. Mattel's running out of ideas, Joe.
Wiley Walt. Felipe. Say it, Nathan.
Johnny Cock.
John Ballard. Casey Duncan. JSP. Caillou Harris.
Isn't that Kaiju?
If I butcher the name, sorry. Andrew H.M. and Monkey Toys. And I think I got
Boys Toys. Come on, Joe.
Oh, okay. If I missed anybody, I apologize. But I think I got everybody.
Monkey Boys Toys.
There you go.
He's just
they sell
Monkey
action
Boys
figures.
Toys.
They better.
I would hope. You would think.
Well, you never know.
Probably not.
They might just like toys, right?
Yeah, that's true. Oh man, I'm still thinking
What the
about
hell?
just Tyler being all sad going to see Phantom Menace
Oh,
for
I
the
wasn't
11th
sad.
time on a
No,
Sunday.
I know. I'm being serious. Like I enjoyed the hell out of that. Like that summer, I will say, like I did go to the movies probably more in my life, not because of Star Wars, because of like, Deep Blue Sea came out, Lake Placid came out, 13th Warrior came out, The Matrix had come out, The Haunting, with Owen Wilson, Liam Neeson. Like
that piece.
Yeah, we were going to the theaters Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. I don't know how many times throughout that summer. Like we were seeing a shit ton of movies that summer. Man. It was a big summer. I don't look back at it as a great summer in movies, but definitely the most I probably spent at the movies.
Yeah.
Or I should say my dad spent.
Yeah, you weren't.
Yeah, I didn't have a job. I had an
kid.
allowance back then. So.
You didn't have any money.
But did you have PlayStation?
I did have PlayStation. Yeah, I was playing Twisted Metal 2 and Tekken.
Did you play Star Wars Jedi Power Battles?
That game's actually okay.
What is that the fighting game?
It's kind of like
I'm thinking Masters of Terrakasi.
No. This is kind of like I would say like a 3D, somewhat in parts side-scrolling beat 'em up game where you
a bit of a platformer. Bit of everything.
Yeah, you could play.
It's a really, really great game.
It was Qui-Gon Jinn, Obi-Wan, and Mace Windu were the characters.
What was the name of again of it?
Jedi Power Battles.
Yes, I played that. Yeah, I did play that. I played the Phantom Menace game, and
Battle for Naboo.
I didn't play that. No.
You did. You was Jar Jar.
Hey, I think if I did play it, I don't think I have anything else to be ashamed of admitting at this point. I saw Phantom 14 times in theaters. I draw the limit at playing Battle for Naboo.
You talk like Jar Jar all summer. Do it now.
No, that was not my character. No. I remember having high hopes for Mace Windu, and then I saw Attack of the Clones, and when he says this party is over, I crashed in the theater. So what a piece of shit line that was. I just snapped. I was like, I don't like Samuel L. Jackson, and I don't like this movie.
The sand, it's so coarse and
oh god,
whatever else.
Don't underestimate my power.
God.
It's over, Anakin. I have the high ground.
and just knowing that Disney's targeting kids that love those movies, I'm thinking like, God, there's a lot of special kids out there. I mean,
You shut your mouth. Ashoka is the best show ever.
Oh,
Ashoka.
God. No. Book of Boba Fett. That's the best show ever. What a piece of shit.
He's a good guy.
I at the point I hate Star Wars now. Like I don't even as a group, like I can't see us actually sitting down talking about like Empire, Jedi, or New Hope, which I know what, fuck that. It's called Star Wars, not A New Hope. That was some made up shit later on. It's Star Wars.
No, don't you diss New Hope. New Hope is good. It came
no.
in the 80s.
I'm not
in the
dissing.
80s. I grew up with New Hope. Fuck you.
Did you not hear what I just said, you moron? I said it's called Star Wars, not New Hope.
New Hope.
It's called Star Wars.
Well, here's this comment from Zentron. You think that's satire? I watched Miss Congeniality in cinemas 8 times.
What the hell?
What the hell?
I mean, maybe if you thought Sandra Bullock was really hot, then hey, you're more power.
Welcome to the crazy house.
Yeah, I want to share this off too before we get started watching the film. StreamYard has a new thing, which is kind of neat. Actually, I already deleted it off of here. I probably shouldn't have done that, so I could have shown it off really quick.
What's the point of telling us?
Well, now I can add video into the backgrounds. So, fuck it. I can't pull it up to show it there anymore. But I can actually just have things moving. So, expect going in
use your imagination.
Well, yeah. Expect in the future we'll have it like this. The background will just subtly be moving a little bit. It'll be
everybody close your eyes and imagine some shit going on in the background.
You know what? Since he's giving me so much
because Nathan fucked it.
Yeah, because I fucked it up. All right, here we go. All right, I'll upload the original And now for something different intro, and you'll see what I'm talking about once that finishes up, and then we'll get going. We'll get the movie playing for everybody at home. So if you have your beta tape, your VHS tape, your
Laser
DVD,
disc.
or your laser disc, or your Blu-ray,
or your 4K, your 4K, man,
your
it looks great in 4K,
or you have it, you own it digitally, or maybe not legally. Go
maybe
ahead
you
and get that.
bootlegged it somewhere.
Yeah, get it loaded up. Because we're gonna watch
I think AMC has it on their
Plus.
app. Yeah. AMC, yeah.
Yeah, here you go.
AMC Plus.
So bam.
Yeah.
There we go.
Oh, look at that.
So I think it's kind of cool. Yeah.
The fans.
We're moving up. It's a new age.
Yeah. It's kind of cool. Kind of cool. All right. So all of you have the movie loaded up, correct?
Yep.
That ready to go. So without any further ado, Tyler, give us that countdown. We'll do the 3, 2, 1s.
3, 2, 1, action.
I started thinking about this when because we usually talk about, hey, when's the first time you watched this movie, et cetera, et cetera. I want to say for me, I would catch bits of it on TV, but this was also during a time that anytime I saw any horror movies up, I have no idea what Deucen's doing there. You have any horror movies?
He's watching it. Snake Mountain.
He's watching it. Yes. Scareglow is watching, or Skeletor is watching.
Scareglow.
All skeletons looking like the Ren.
Yeah. Calm down. Hold your penises. You'll be all right.
That I think the first time I truly watched this whole in one setting, well, I think Tyler, when Tyler and I first became friends, he opened my eyes up that you got to check this horror movie out, this movie out, this movie out, and this was on the list, and I bought it on DVD, and the rest is history. Ren even likes this movie because I asked him at the end, I'm like, here's the plan for the rest of the month. What do you think of these? And he's like, oh, I love that movie. I'm like, oh, okay.
I lied. Just so I can get on here and trash it. You thought you were going to snake me, didn't you, son of a bitch? You thought you knew me. No, I love this movie.
I hate it.
Yeah, Deucen, I know you're thinking it might be okay, but I don't know. For the sake of it, you might need to take that down. I don't want it to just destroy the whole stream, you know?
I could shrink it.
I'd say just get rid of it. I don't trust anything anymore. Deucen.
Look, it's tiny.
Get rid of it.
It's tiny. So tiny.
What do you feel?
It plays at 1 frame rate per second.
That is true. What do we think of the musical choices, not only here in the opening credits, but also the end credits, and then just throughout the film? Because it doesn't really set the tone of horror.
No, it doesn't.
You know?
They simply chose it because of the moon, and it doesn't, like you said, it doesn't set the tone, it doesn't set the mood for any parts of the film. I think it. The only connection it really holds is that it's an American song, and we're talking about an American character. It's kind of cliche as far as, you know, the lyrics and all that, but it just doesn't fit how fucked up this movie is, and with such a lighthearted song.
I guess it's to make you feel comfortable at the beginning, and the dialogue that you get here with them talking about wanting to bang chicks.
Yeah.
The entire movie just has a weird tone because, like, it's a horror movie, but it's also comedy, but it's also porn.
Yeah. Well, yeah, we'll get to that.
The porn is the best part.
Yeah.
Thankfully, in this movie by John Landis, helicopter doesn't fall on anyone's head.
Yeah. For those that don't know, I would suggest just looking that up and reading into it. You can find it on his Wikipedia page. It hasn't to do with the Twilight Zone, the movie. You can read up on
which came right before this.
Yeah.
In fact, you know, I have a suspicion that I have a suspicion that this movie is him trying to make light of that.
I thought Twilight Zone, the movie, came out in
It came out after this movie.
85.
Yeah, it came out in 84, 85, yeah.
83. This came out in 81.
Seriously?
So. Yeah.
Now I need to check.
I just looked it up.
What?
I'm assuming Joe's probably never even watched this before. Have you, Joe? Oh, he's not even going to respond.
Huh. So it came out later. Oh,
Joe.
now the movie is less disturbing.
Joe. Okay. I guess
he's
Joe
watching
can't
the
hear
movie, Nathan.
Yeah, calm down, Nathan, you jerk.
I was just...
Speaking of jerk, watch him as he starts jerking off.
Ah, damn. Well, not yet. We haven't gotten to the movie theater yet.
No. First he'll start
Is he
when
frozen?
the wolf attacks.
No, Joe's still there.
Oh, he's simply ignoring us.
Yeah, he's watching a movie.
Wow.
This is his first time.
I mean, I know
Yeah.
Ren's been out of the country on trips before. I have not. Has anyone else here had the urge to just go backpacking through a different country?
Hell no.
No.
It's spooky. It's wet and cold.
I saw a movie called Hostel, and I said I'll never go
Oh, yeah.
like backpacking or, hotel hopping or anything like that without a plan. I'm not just staying at somebody's fucking house.
Yeah.
Also,
or
mountain
staying out in the
ranges in
woods.
Europe are shit. Like
Yeah.
I've been there on a school trip, and just sucks. It's really
Oh, wow.
cold. It's shitty. It gives you diarrhea.
I think that just might be the food that you're eating, which is also another thing. If you're eating food in a different country, a lot of times too, it has a tendency to upset your stomach. Sure, that's
Yeah.
happened to
Oh,
Ren.
no, I was talking about mountain ranges in my country.
Ah,
It's all Europe, and it stinks. In fact, like I just remembered, one day we encountered a river of cow shit.
A river?
Yes, from a nearby farm, they just let a bunch of shit flow down the road. It was crazy, and I accidentally stepped into it.
man. So it's like ankle deep, shin deep.
Shin deep.
Oh,
Damn. Yeah. Joe loves that type of atmosphere, though. It smells very fragrant to him. Doesn't it, Joe? Yeah, it does. I'm Joe D'Amoto, and I love rivers of shit.
That bartender reminds me of my Jenny. Love you, Jenny.
they do a good job here in the opening 10 minutes of just establishing their friendship and just sort of setting up the uneasiness of the locals. And I love just how the story just moves along. It's not it just as we talked about earlier, like the musical choices are one thing, but it's also tonally all over the place, but it works so well.
Yeah, the story, like these guys' relationship is really, really cool. Like they're really in it as like brothers, and like they're on this adventure. And they're like, okay, we're gonna do this thing, and we're just gonna fucking have a guys trip, and we're gonna, one guy's like, I don't want to do this shit, and he's like, come on. He's like, all right, man. Well,
Hey, it feels real. It feels real.
Yeah, absolutely. It's very genuine. It's very genuine because two guys that close are not gonna agree on every place to go to, but they're like, okay, we're on this adventure. We're just gonna go kick it and hang out and see what the fuck happens. But I can't remember his name right now, and I fucking just watched it. But the one on the right, he's super funny. Like he's so cynical, and I love it.
Yeah, he's if you've never watched the movie After Hours, He's really good in that.
Oh yeah, his protagonist there, the main lead.
Yeah.
That's a good movie.
Yeah.
I like that movie.
I mean, you have to set your mindset into the time period, because there's no way that movie with its plot could take place in modern times. That the movie would be over in 2 minutes. But
what's the name of it?
After Hours. It's directed by Martin Scorsese.
But counterpoint. It will be over in 2 minutes, but only if you have your phone with you.
Yeah. Well, it kind of went without saying. Like most people do, for the most part. You could probably work something in that to where they don't have their phone.
But sometimes you may forget it, or it will get stolen, especially in that part of town.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, like that movie is such a wonderful collision of two worlds.
Yeah.
Like you have this everyday guy, and he goes into this pretty much Twilight Zone part of the city.
Yeah.
Speaking of going into different cities, I watched Vamp the other day.
Yeah.
That was a wild movie.
It is.
That was a wild movie. Yeah. It was weird, but yeah, we're back on this.
No, when Tyler and I watched Vamp pretty much around the same time, and we thought while it was good, there's a lot about that movie that you could change to make it better. And we thought about it. It's like, hey, you and I should write a screenplay for like a remake that still takes place during that time period. We just haven't gotten around to it yet.
Did you guys just see Joe's reaction? Like he put his hand on his forehead and go, "Aye."
He must love the
dialogue.
Jokes,
yeah,
the British jokes. He's like, "Remember the Alamo?" And Joe's like, I was there. It was all bad, man.
I mean, Tyler's
doing
the same thing. He's very invested right now.
Tyler,
there's so much to talk about here. I mean, there's and God, we're like, I don't know, 10, 15 minutes in. I feel like we've glossed over a lot of great stuff already.
Well,
such as
you're the one sitting there being quiet.
I'm sorry, but we spent so much time talking about Deuce's River of Cow shit.
It was important.
I'm like, Jesus Christ, people! Like, we are watching a movie here, are we not?
That's exactly what I said when I saw it.
Yeah, but see, he lives over towards that way, so he's just giving you a realistic depiction of what it's like.
It sucks.
How insightful.
One thing I want to point out: the guy that plays darts obviously is way better than Joe, but he gets so angry about missing, and then, like, as soon as they leave, it's almost as if he has a change of heart for a hot second.
Well,
that is something I want to elaborate on, and this whole like subplot with this small little town and the secret that they've got. That could be an entire mythology, an entire movie itself of why this town. They're in fear of what they're dealing with whenever the moon is full, but they don't want anyone to know about it. Mm-hmm. It makes you wonder, like, is it a relative? Is it a loved one? Is it why is it they insist on staying in this area where this curse seems to be going through the years? How long have they dealt with it? And obviously, with the pentacle being on the wall, this is something that this entire village has probably been going through probably since, I know, old-time England.
Hundreds of years,
yeah, which is fascinating because they don't want anyone to know about it, but they're scared shitless about it, and they don't like even arguing about it. We can't let these outsiders go, knowing what the hell's going to happen out there.
Yeah, but then they force them out at the same time.
They do, and it's a real conflict, and I feel like that's a lot to play around with.
What was Joe trying to say?
I don't know. He can't hear.
His mic might be off.
Are you about to shit yourself?
Who knows? But yeah, here's the conversation that they're going to have about just saying we can't let them go out there. But I mean, at the same time, too, having all of this on the walls, they're all there. They are protected essentially from, I would assume that this is sort of, they've done what they can to protect this. It's like their own little shrine.
Am I ahead of you guys?
The moon will be full. I mean, shit, probably.
Hey, are you guys in the bar?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. What part?
Yeah, they're hearing the wolf howl outside.
Oh shit!
I honestly, growing up with this film too, like the beginning was probably my favorite part because I found the Moors like this cozy, like but scary setting in this pub. I mean, I don't drink, but I would love to hang out in this pub because it looked fun and cozy too. But also like scared knowing that in this small little village, they hide this big. I don't know. It's just something very. It's fascinating about that, and just this whole nother world where
Do you suppose they have a toilet?
I'm sure they've got an outhouse. It's probably not the best, but
Exactly. But they can go outside.
Yeah.
No, well, hey, believe me, I'm sure these guys will probably take on a busted bladder before they go outside and take a piss.
Yeah, there's probably like a corner. They're like, yeah, we'll just clean it up.
Yeah,
Go to the basement.
Yeah.
Could be that too. But
I mean,
it's just
they could just shit in a bucket. Everybody avert your eyes.
Or a hole. Take a shovel, dig a hole, and bury it.
Hey, well, listen. If you know the full moon's coming, you took your shit during the daytime and you just didn't take another one.
They probably prepped really well.
Yeah.
Well, knowing that a full moon is what, every 4 weeks.
Well, they evidently knew there was one tonight.
Yeah, and I think I'm sure they all know, which makes you wonder, do they know who the werewolf is in this area? Like, they know the curse. How do you know the curse is still going if you didn't know who's got the curse? And obviously, if you have the curse, it doesn't require silver bullets to kill the werewolf. You can use regular bullets. So it's just one of those things that, these guys may be scared shitless and they're just not even going to bother with it and just let this thing run its course. We mind our own business. But there's just so much to play around with, I think, in terms of storytelling. And instead we get Werewolf in Paris or a bunch of other shitty ideas that thankfully never came to
but
fruition.
I mean, also too, Tyler, if like you said, if you try to explore that mythology and everything, I think it takes away a little bit from.
I don't want anything like that over-explained. I think just kind of sharing a history that how long or why they keep it a secret. I think it's just fun. But it's like watching The Thing and the first Alien. Like, you see all these wonderful things as you're watching the movie. It's not explained, and it's more fun to sit around with friends like we're doing right now and talking about theories and ideas, which is just then itself is more entertaining than watching some shitty movie where the studio execs get involved in some hack like J.J. Abrams or fucking.
How did he sleep?
Probably oh shit.
Maybe he slept on cow shit.
Some sheep shit.
Yeah.
Could have been, or I could see a prairie dog digging a hole or something.
Well, I mean, also too, Emily brought this up when we were watching it together. Sure, this is lit up for us because we can see it in a movie, but for them, it's probably just really fucking dark.
Black, yeah,
like how it looks outside.
There's a lot of moonlight. Well, moonlight's pretty bright though, man.
A full moon is quite bright, but hey, as scared as these guys are, you're not looking what's on the ground. You're not looking for holes, shit. I mean, honestly, too, like if any of us were to hear this sound, that howling while we were outside doing anything, I think you're like, oh my god, I'm getting the fuck inside. You're not looking around at anything.
Mm-hmm.
Well, here's a question, because this guy,
like this gentleman here lying on the ground here, it makes you wonder: did this village know who this guy was or knew of him?
But also, too, why is the village not taking it into their own hands? They suspect he's probably next in line. Why are they just letting him continue on the curse,
And why did they wait till now to take out this guy? Because, they clearly were able to shoot him easily.
Well, and that kind of makes you wonder, too, like maybe they know the curse is still going, but they don't know who's got it.
Plot hole.
Well, I mean,
they don't need to know who has it when every night when there's a full moon they hear the damn thing.
But it could also, you could work it around in the other aspect of they probably knew that guy that they just killed, but now that this dude's here, it's like, oh well, we can turf him off far away, and it could be someone else's problem now. The curse is lifted for us.
That, and along with the fact that when Dr. Price here goes out. Which I like how he talks. No, it's kind of like a nice prize. When he goes out to East Proctor and talks, they still want, even though they've killed the werewolf, and David's moved on, they still don't want anyone to know about their business. It's like they,
yeah.
It's like they're protecting the tourism industry.
No, of course.
I mean,
but also, I guess they could be guilty knowing that they have passed the curse on to the city of London.
Yeah.
And then it would draw more attention. Like, okay, so you guys have been knowing about this for decades, maybe even centuries, and maybe up to that point too. this was probably the first time these guys actually got off their ass and felt like we have to do something. And maybe after that point, they had no idea they could kill a werewolf with just standard rifles.
Yeah, that's true. Because there is the line of dialogue we get later on where David brings up, it's like, oh, we need silver bullets. And I'm like, no, what are you fucking talking
would you
about?
be serious?
Yeah.
Which and Jenny Agutter here, which I had a crush on her when I first discovered this movie.
Yeah, Nurse Price is hot.
Yeah.
The fucking cops are funny as shit.
And this is what I like too, is going back to tonally, it's sort of strange. We're getting this, you kind of know what we're going through here, but it just ends so abruptly.
Yeah.
And odd. Like that.
Next time we see the running through the forest scene, because it's gonna show the frontal. Let's watch Joe's reaction closely. Oh, by the way, so Muppet Show exists in this world, but here's Frank Oz, not as Frank Oz. So does this mean that Frank Oz has a long lost twin brother?
No, Frank Oz moonlights as an American ambassador between doing Miss Piggy and Fozzie.
Yeah.
And he does it. And
Hi. I'll just see you can hear that Muppet voice just because it's Frank Oz's voice.
He voiced Yoda. Do you remember Yoda, Tyler?
Yeah. Well, didn't he show up in Phantom Menace?
Yes, as a poorly done puppet.
That's right. I remember him now.
There's a Van Gogh painting there on the wall.
Yeah.
It's kind of...
We should ask James if the hospitals in London have Van Goghs in all the rooms.
I'm more interested about the Pawn Theatre at the Piccadilly Squares.
Well, ask James if he's been there recently. That's where him and all of his mates go after the pub. They go to Piccadilly Circus and watch. I'll see you next Wednesday.
Yeah,
it's a remastered version.
Here's a weird thing. So this nurse brings this guy to her apartment so they can fuck. But prior to all of that, this guy starts complaining about having mental issues. He is dreaming weird. He's having weird dreams. He's seeing his dead friend, and she's like, "Come over my place. Let's have sex."
I mean,
it's
pure porn logic.
Yeah, that's how Deucin would approach it, because we know Deucin's great ambition in life is not to see He-Man remastered and revitalized; it's to direct a porno. So he's just trying to work his way up the ladder of.
Well, she does make it a point to say to one of her friends, they're like, "Oh yeah, he's attractive and whatever." I mean, it's
I saw his penis, and I mean,
that could have played a role. You never know.
No, but she makes a point later on to say that she feels sorry for him too. Like she feels.
She also mentioned that she had 7 lovers.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, she's just being up front. She doesn't have any diseases, or if she does, like, hey, I'm letting you know what you're getting into.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's another thing.
And that's when you accuse Deuce and say, "Let me find my condom here."
Yeah. I like this other detective that he's kind of obviously in the pecking order. He kind of gets stomped on.
The younger one? Yeah.
I remember back in the day, like Comedy Central used to play this movie, and it would throw me because I'm like, yeah, it's funny, but it's still a horror movie. But Comedy Central would play this, and it's like Ghostbusters. Ghostbusters is a comedy with horror. This is a horror movie with comedy in it. Mm-hmm. But they both blend them so well.
But this is also porn. Don't remember that aspect.
Oh yes. I'll see you next Wednesday, Deucin.
You can never forget.
What did they do on the TV edits of this movie when it comes to that? I would assume, did they cut out all the
pieces?
Yeah, it was it was heavily edited. Yeah, I mean, along with the language, and the gore,
you get a black
and
screen with writing, "This is a porn scene." It's cut.
I would imagine that they probably just muted the audio, but
I mean, it's been so long. It was back in the '90s when they were playing it. Like,
Deucin, get on it. Find the TV edit of this movie so we can watch it.
It probably varies from station to station there, because I imagine some stations are like, that's not too bad, leave that in.
Yeah.
But Yeah, here they are touching on like a possible conspiracy. Like I just think that's like a whole lot of fun to unravel. Like how far the conspiracy of werewolves go back to East Proctor, and was it always just in that area? Did that one little farming community is at the root of werewolf, the cycle of the wolf, werewolf only exists there. It's I don't know. Just rewatching it just for fun. I just started thinking about that a lot. God, there's a story by right there. And of course, they would fuck it up today, but
yeah.
But I think anybody who truly knew good storytelling, I don't mean to brag or anything like that, but could do something where you keep things a mystery, but
humble.
you kind of play around with the sandbox, like this universe that they've established here without spoiling too much.
I accidentally downloaded the porno version when I got this from the torrent.
Accidentally, sure.
Yeah, because it's almost the same title, but thankfully it had preview pictures, so all is well.
So you still watch
Joe's reaction. Watch Joe's reaction. Here it comes.
Well, you should probably make that little tiny box on your screen go away, do something.
Hey, it's tiny. He's got nothing to brag about.
I mean, Joe's laughing.
Joe's excited.
Tiny thing!
Yeah, but it's just like how you go from that music, bam, we're right back into the movie.
But I love that though. To me, I love the uneasiness of all of this. Like I think the music. I was going to argue with Renzo. I think the music is perfectly placed in everywhere in this movie. Like I know, like Landis wanted any song that had to do with the moon, certain songs that had to do with the moon. I love all the placements, and I can't help it. All these songs to this day, when I hear them in the grocery store or somewhere else, I always think of this movie.
Look at Joe. He's just wondering what the fuck is he watching.
Yeah, we'll have to get his thoughts later on at some point since he's just tuning us out.
Yeah. Saying, screw you guys.
Yeah, the little kid just smacks her on the ass,
Yeah.
Wait, what?
Future sex offender.
Yeah, you didn't see that little kid walk up and smack.
Second little kid.
What?
Dusa must be watching like a Yugoslavian centered edition or something like that.
No, I missed that. I don't watch out for every pervy bit, you pervert.
Well, that's all you've been talking about the whole time. Oh, wait, what's your porno?
Because it is.
Let me move my condom here.
You don't need a condom when you watch a porno movie. What's wrong with you?
I don't know how they do things over in Yugoslavia.
I don't. I think the ideas of hospital rooms back then, just having that yellow tone to them, would make me
made you feel sicker.
Yeah,
it's yellow because of all the cigarettes.
And knowing back then, like there's no TV in your room. Like this is what he has. He has to listen to music, and who knows what limited stations they have there in the hospital. But
He's listening to Coast AM.
Yeah, there was a certain amount of time that there was not TVs in the rooms in hospitals.
Yeah.
Unless you paid extra and you had there was like a little white box TV and you had to put quarters in it.
Yeah.
And you could bring it around.
Yeah, even over here, when I was in a hospital in the early 90s, like the TV was only in the lunch room, like lunch hall, whatever it's professional.
So, Deuce, you had your bed moved down to the lunch hall when you wanted to watch something?
The cafeteria.
No, cafeteria, yeah.
Cafeteria.
You would go to cafeteria, have your lunch, breakfast, whatever, and you can watch TV there.
Nurse Price, you could feed me anytime.
Absolutely.
Yeah, she's a bully, by the way.
Oh, he don't mind it.
He smashes his.
Well, because I mean, that goes back to I think that also plays into the conversation they were having at the beginning of just like kind of, oh man, I wonder how many girls will come across on this trip, even though he's saying, oh well, I got the one back home or whatever.
Yeah, but how does he clean up after he kills the deer and get back into the hospital without anybody noticing? Or is that just a dream?
No,
He's
that
just
was
not
a
hungry?
dream. These are all just dreams.
Yeah, it shows you right there how he's looking at himself.
But why is he
in the
not
hospital bed.
hungry?
He just ate.
Once
No,
again,
he wasn't hungry when she force fed him.
Well, I mean, he's probably just doing it as a make good. I mean, if you start to just break it down too much, it's like, oh, well, why didn't he say this line of dialogue or that line?
Why
of
does
dialogue?
John Landis keep making the main actor undress himself?
Well, it is a werewolf movie. They have a tendency to do that a lot, like Wolfen.
Yeah, but
Edward
like,
James almost.
Yeah, but
balls
werewolf.
down.
That you got this classic image of a werewolf, half man, half wolf in those torn clothing. That's cool. That's badass. But here we have John Landis constantly going, okay, now take off your pants. Now you're gonna be naked. Now you're gonna run.
Well, I mean, because it goes back to the whole silver bullet idea. Like he throws that out the window. It's just probably just a way of also just changing the mythology.
Just a way of getting the main actor get nude.
Where are you guys at the moment? Like, what scene are you guys currently watching?
He's looking. He's looking at his scars. I mean, you can see the little bit in Newton's box there.
Yeah, but the little box is a bit late than what we're watching.
Not by much.
Yeah, I'm about to. Well, I checked mine and moved it to where Duke
How much time do you think has passed within that moment in this conversation here, especially right here? How much time do you think has passed since he was attacked to now?
5 minutes.
They said, I was gonna say when he was brought in. I think he'd been brought in. I think about 2 weeks before he kind of comes to.
Okay. Yeah, that was a bit of dialogue when I've watched it.
Yeah,
totally over my head.
Yeah,
and
I
would imagine
he said he was out for 3 weeks. He was there.
I have a question. What kind of a hospital is this?
The
Because
hospital.
this nurse keeps hovering over this guy who could be potentially a dangerous mental patient.
The doctor asked her to stay there.
Yeah.
But she also needs an armed guard.
No,
This
man.
guy may be a lunatic.
he's not done anything to show that he is a harmful human being. He's not done
But
anything.
he complains about having mental issues.
Well, they also looked at it.
He complains about having nightmares.
Yeah, but he's about to start seeing his dead friend.
Yeah, it hasn't happened yet, though.
Yeah. No, we haven't gotten there yet, Deucin. You know, I normally agree with you, buddy, but we haven't gotten there yet. I'll agree with you once he sees the dude.
Look,
Ah,
it's Frank Oz as Miss Piggy.
Oh shit!
Look at that violence.
now this scene in particular, like totally.
Yes. Watch
threw
Joe's
me off.
reaction.
You guys must be a little ahead then.
What's going on? What is this though?
Yeah, watch Joe's reaction. He's gonna jump. Nazi mutants from hell.
Yeah.
Yeah, what the hell is this part? The back kick to the TV.
Yeah. It's so crazy.
Yeah, it's absolutely completely out of line for this movie,
but I love it because then it's just like we've all had weird ass dreams like that before. At least I have.
Yeah, I've had some crazy ass dreams. The ones where you just wake up.
Yeah, just shit that just.
I've had one dream where it was a dream within a dream. I have had that one time. I can't remember what it was about, but that was pretty messed up.
Yeah, it's freaky. It's freaky when you think about waking up in a dream, but then it's still a dream, and it's just it's a bit horrific.
And his reaction too that second time, he's like, "Holy shit!"
Yeah,
very genuine.
And this guy's so excited about serving food, man.
And he's not going to invite him to his place.
I don't think, has anyone ever had decent hospital food?
Oh yeah.
No.
You have?
Yeah.
Blech.
No.
I never had.
No.
Yeah, when my dad was in the hospital getting his head surgeries, we had to eat at the cafeteria quite a bit because of so much time we didn't spend down there. And I mean, of course, I just had grilled chicken sandwiches all the time, but it was really good.
Yeah. Well, I guess maybe hospital food has evolved a little bit.
It was a real nice cafeteria. Like they even got to where like this one guy like would recognize when I walk in. He's like, "I got you, dude," and he would prepare exactly what I was going to get because I got the same thing all the time. And so it was a nice, outside of like the the difficulties of going through all of that. Hospital food was the least of my worries.
Here's a question about the movie world. What happens when his body fully decomposes? Does he appear as a invisible ghost?
No. I tell you what, my son loved the makeup on this section.
Yes.
It's tremendous.
Yeah,
he was like, man, that really he looks really good.
And knowing that,
especially that little piece that just like angles
just
back and forth on his head.
Yeah.
And it's a good thing that the werewolf didn't cut his eye.
Oh yeah, by the way, I made my son watch it. Well, I didn't make him. I asked him to watch it with me.
What did he think overall? Did he enjoy himself, or
he thought it was weird? But he really enjoyed the different updates of the makeup of the best friend.
The progression of his decomposing.
Yeah.
And you get a nice idea of what a live-action Skeletor could have looked like.
Yeah.
I do.
He kept trying to cover his eyes in the porn. I was like, dude, they're just titties, man. Let it
go. Good for him. I'm glad here that they use this moment to have him just kind of lay it all out and explain not only what has happened, what's going to happen. Hey,
and how he can fix it.
Yeah, how he can fix it.
And I love the
simplicity. Gotta smell like shit.
I love the simplicity of the mythology. Like it's just more about just kill yourself, and the bloodline is severed, and that is it. Because sometimes it's fun to have a whole lot of arsenal, like a deep arsenal when it comes to like werewolves and vampires, and sometimes it's a lot of fun where it's like, no, this is it, cut and dry. This works. Everything else doesn't.
So I did have one problem with that whole explanation. Like it didn't occur to me until they were in the movie theater and they were introducing his victims, and they were saying, "Oh, we got to walk around, undead until you're dead." Well, the best friend was killed by the wolf who was killed, so he should be gone.
Yeah,
he should be able to ascend to
they make a point.
But the bloodline's not severed. The bloodline is not severed though. The bloodline was passed on to David, so
that's true too.
He is there as pretty much he's part of that bloodline.
So where's the rest of them?
Well, it's just one of those things. I'm sure if we were to ask John,
they decomposed. They're invisible.
Oh, okay.
Well,
they're ghosting. They're ghosting them.
Well, you would think at that
maybe
point
they're the Nazi apes.
That's who they are.
Well, I think that they would just be
full-blown. Well, now also too.
Just occurred to me. Does that mean that the werewolf killed Nazis? Because in that case, the werewolf is a hero.
I agree.
No, the family's Jewish, so I think that's why the Nazis show up in the nightmare because David comes from a Jewish family. So but I also think too, like when David meets the victims he killed the night before, they were brought in by Jack. Like I think it was more about like they just wander around as victims of circumstance that they were killed by a werewolf and they can't pass on to the afterlife. So I can't imagine that every werewolf prior to this has its victims come to him and say, "Hey, will you hurry up and kill yourself already?" Like I kind of feel like that kind of flatlines the significance of like someone who is a werewolf, like why they choose to not do anything about it. Do they believe that they are doing something like this? Like the guy the first werewolf that we see at the beginning of the movie. We have no idea what his perception of his situation was. He may not have wanted to believe it, has dismissed it, has no one around to tell him, "Hey, this is what's gonna happen in the next 4 months." Like he could have been. I've often wondered if he was a hermit like he lived far away from the village, like in this small little cottage deep in the woods. Hell, maybe he enjoyed what he did.
Yeah.
You know.
Speaking of enjoyment, I don't think Joe likes the punks. He was shaking his head left and right.
The punk rockers on the subway.
Yeah. Red knows that life with his
man,
red mohawk.
Hell yeah. Kilts and chucks and long socks and motorcycles and mohawks and
And again, here's the porn logic. She brought a potential dangerous lunatic into her home just so they can shag.
Yeah, well, that's true. That's true.
Well, I mean, you got to think we're only seeing probably a fraction of the amount of time that they spent together.
Yeah,
there's probably other conversations that they've had that they earn each other's trust, and she's falling in love with them.
He told her that he saw his dead friend.
Well, all right, you got to think. Anyone in a traumatic experience.
Oh, by the way, I dreamed that the Nazi apes from hell killed my family.
Well, I'm sure he probably didn't mention that.
Yeah, I don't think Deuce knows how to talk to women.
I kind of have mixed feelings about all of that. Like, part of me is like, okay, you brought the guy home, but we don't know the exact timeline of how long they have known each other or gotten in this little relationship that they have. And evidently, at some point, she really digs this guy, and she knows that.
Well, you guys got to remember too. In all movies, they don't have time to have people get to know each other for months and months.
Yeah, but they don't also tend to have characters start banging before even the middle of the movie is over.
I'm sorry. Have you seen The Fog?
It was too foggy.
Jamie Lee Curtis didn't even know each other's damn name, and they're already bumping uglies.
Yeah, most scary movies they're
Here's porn. Watch Joe.
But most everyone has it's love at first sight in so many movies anyway, and we all for the most part accept
the love at the first sight usually doesn't involve mental issues.
Oh my god.
Yeah, this is Deuce's like this is going to be his wheelhouse.
Would you shag a
Hey, Deucin, look at the private chat, please.
Yeah, I like. Yeah, this movie.
Yeah, I can't hear Van Morrison's Moon Dance without thinking about this song. So I'm in Kroger grocery shopping and I hear Moon Dance playing.
And you just think about David Naughton having sex.
Yes, because I never heard this song until I saw this movie. So it's which I don't hear it that often, but yeah, this is the only thing that pops up. Which I think even too, like, I think this scene was apparently more explicit, like a lot of other things too in the movie were as well, and obviously the MPA is all over the horror movies as they always are, and I mean it's hard to say what else in terms of like the attack scenes and other things that were left on the cutting room floor. Because I do know that the attack on the three homeless guys, like that was a lot more. There was a lot more to that sequence and was cut.
Is that right?
Yeah, which I just think that imagery of the wolf like wandering out there to that section of London, like that just I mean, all the scenes are terrifying. Like the couple walking around out back, to go to their friend's house, or the poor guy in the subway. But just all those sequences, like they just It is scary to just kind of have the imagination of what you could have imagined happened to those guys, but hopefully the dog Winston got away and he wasn't attacked.
Nah, I hope that dog got chewed up. That dude said that's a brave dog. That dog
brave dog got.
That dog fucking got out of there.
Yeah, he heard the howling.
That was the quickest pee ever.
What the heck? Oh yeah, it was. Yeah, it was a pretty fast pee.
I guess Joe's ahead of me, or you guys must be ahead of me.
It's only he's only a couple seconds before me.
Okay, David Naughton's walking into the bathroom now.
Oh yeah, you're a little behind.
Oh yeah, you're a little behind. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we're talking to his buddy now.
Okay, well.
I do like the mirror gag, where you're looking
Oh,
in the
yeah.
mirror and you turn it a certain way, and there's something standing there. Yeah.
Which the shadowing of Jack's face when he's smiling, I used to find that creepy when I was a kid. Like, ugh! Even though he's like, "Oh, don't be a putz, David." Like, it goes right into like feeling comfortable, but just the shadow look of him smiling, I thought was pretty creepy.
Yeah, this is my least favorite makeup job of the.
Oh, I love this one. I think this is. I mean, the first one's the best one by far, but this one, I think it's creepy because it's all in shadow and darkness.
Oh, this makeup reminds me of Dawn of the Dead movies.
Yeah.
Or
that might be why
specifically that follow-up movie. What's it called?
Day of the Dead.
Day of the Dead with that zombie that they're trying to domesticate.
Yeah, Bub.
Yeah. The soldier one.
Yeah. Well, there's a lot of similarities with like the wrinkling of the face and then like the greenish.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But I mean, look at the shot there, the close up of the hands. I think one of the only things really missing from the first time that we're seeing the decomposition, and obviously it would have taken a little more work, but I think it would have been cool if they would have been able to rig it to where you could see blood kind of trickling down a little bit from the wounds on the neck.
Yeah, but by that point, the blood would be.
That's true too.
Well, just to give you an idea of how they were like hammering down on this, a piece of toast was supposed to fall out of his throat when he was eating the toast. MPA cut that out.
Ah,
really?
Like they thought that was too far. So
that is too far.
That's too. Hey, that's just.
Literally got the pissing scene. All kinds of crazy shit, and that was too far. A toast.
I mean, there's a documentary called "This Movie's Not Yet Rated," I believe.
Oh
it dives into the MPAA and just how finicky and weird they can be. Like they'll let some shit pass. Like in that dream sequence, we saw 2 dead children covered in blood for a split second, and that's fine. But a piece of toast falling out of his neck for like a comedic effect is too much.
We saw full frontal nudity.
Yeah.
It's a toast. It's a toast. Like, was Joe Amato part of the board?
Yeah, probably. That was a waste of food.
I can't tolerate this waste of food.
Yeah, you gotta cut.
yeah. There's somebody gonna better eat that toast.
Yeah. And I do like from the last time that we've seen the wounds, you do see a little more healing here.
On his face as well.
Yeah. But it's also funny watching the Blu-rays, and you can see clearly the makeup around the scar. But I don't mind that at all. I think it's kind of fun that technology has come this far that you can.
I'll tell you, man.
I've
always hated Blu-ray for that very reason.
Really?
It was
if you hate Blu-ray, then you'll really hate 4K. Because
I never liked the fact that you could see like pimples and blemishes on it. It wasn't necessary. It's just not necessary to be that fucking clear.
You don't have to focus on those things.
Yeah, but
unlike what Deucen's been doing.
It's funny coming from Deucen.
Yeah, but be fair. The last time.
Gather your thoughts there, Deucen, before you come back with your rebuttal.
When we watched Frankenstein, who pointed out the disgusting boil?
That was
Nathan.
Me. Yeah, that's true.
But that bull was fucking massive. That thing was half his neck.
It's crazy.
It was like this fucking big. It was just sitting there like, hey, what's going on, guys?
You just keep watching it, looking at it, and seeing if it's going to start pulsating.
Yeah, I want to see it bust. The fucking creature come out of it. Alien chestbuster style.
I'm in the mood to watch Aliens. I have to watch that here soon too.
Yeah, it's a good movie.
You guys remember Crank Windows?
Yeah.
You shut up.
If I'm not mistaken, I think Tyler's vehicles, everyone he's had, still has the crank window. Does this one have automatic windows, Tyler?
Oh yeah, my current car has automatic windows.
The streak is broken.
Yeah.
All of a sudden,
I had another car that had my Cobalt had automatic windows. So I went back. It flip flops. I have crank windows to automatic windows. Crank windows to automatic windows.
It's amazing how much money it saves you on the overall price just having fucking crank windows, though.
Yeah.
Yeah. It didn't bother me. I didn't care. I don't care about stuff like that.
I don't either, but it's just kind of crazy to think that not all cars just don't have it.
Yeah, I kind of thought like some stuff would be updated and like this is just the way all cars are. But no, some are like, okay, all right, whatever. I get so much shit for my car. Like even Nathan told me, like you don't that car's too small for like I don't. It's a car.
But because he looks like Mr. Incredible in The Incredibles when he's in that little tiny car. You know, that's exactly what Tyler looks like.
I mean, but I've heard some people tell me you don't look right in that car. I'm like, I don't get it. It's just a car. Like I just know. I guess because I'm not a car person at all. I just never think about those things. But yeah, some people told me that car did not fit me, literally and figuratively.
Yeah, the welcome that they give the doctor in this pub is crazy as hell.
See, there's Tyler in his car.
Yeah, that's you, Tyler.
Looks just as grumpy. Getting it. What were you saying here about the doctor coming to the bar?
The doctor's in the pub on my.
Yeah, same here. Yeah.
Okay, I thought you were gonna
like they're giving him the biggest brush off.
Yeah,
and he's just like, yeah, so that's cool. How about you? You want to talk about something? How about we play some chess, man? No, I don't want to. That's cool. That's cool.
Yeah.
What about you guys? Cheers, bro. And he was like, yeah, fuck you, man. Like, all right, well, I guess I'll go now. And
you would think that they would have done a better job now that the full moon is over of covering that up in case someone like him would wander in, asking questions.
Yeah.
Well, it does make wonder maybe it kind of makes you wonder is like how long have these guys gotten away with not having to have an alibi to explain what goes on? Yeah. They're so far removed because I don't know how far East Proctor is from the city, so I don't know if it's a couple of hours or more than that. But the doctor said I went to East Proctor today, so I don't know. Maybe it's just this for kind of like a little subsection, kind of like how we
couple hours. But
how does the doctor have time for this?
You make time for
he's the doctor. He does what he wants.
Exactly. Like
this might be his day
off. What kind of a hospital is that?
Yeah,
surely they have lots of patients.
Yeah, well, he's got a lot.
Well, that's why they have lots of doctors, Deucin. I don't know how they do things in Yugoslavia, but not one doctor runs the hospital.
He's just the main doctor.
You're trying to find loopholes everywhere, and Deucin, they're just not there.
Well, yeah, because it's a movie that runs on porn logic.
He's like, I'm going to check the dogs.
Dogs are fine.
So Jack is going to do.
I'm about to snitch.
I mean, it's you just see it in his face too. Like,
he feels guilty. Like he feels.
Which
guilty.
I feel like though. I feel like him especially. Oh, these two. I mean, not just because they're here, but I feel like they are more connected to this conspiracy and secret that this little village is continuing to hide for God knows how, probably centuries at this point.
And of course, the innkeeper, like she's super in,
Yeah, it's her bar, so it's almost like it's probably been passed down to her that this responsibility of like this is the haven for this village. This village is forever cursed with this, werewolf that's going to haunt this area. We don't know who's going to. It's just it's so much fun to think about. I think the history behind this pub, and do they tell the younger generation like once you get to a certain age living in this village, do they tell you okay, Gran's going to tell his son. There's gonna be some werewolves out tonight. Your ass is staying home tonight. You're not going out and hanging out, whatever.
I want to go out with my friends. We want to go to the pub. Like, no,
you're bloody hell.
We'll stay on the road, Dad. I know. We'll go in the moors and all of that.
And take note of the location too. He just walks out of the pub, looks over to his right up here, like next to there. You have a cemetery as well.
Yeah.
That could factor into the curses and why this village is essentially just kind of stuck with it.
And the village is like that one shot when they're coming down the hill and you see the village and the smoke coming up the chimneys. Like it's very small and there's quite a few guys in that village. It makes you wonder: do they all live there, or are they kind of spread out, and this is kind of like the safe haven they come to when the full moon hits. This is the one place we come to.
I would assume it's that.
Yeah.
Above.
Yeah, but they leave their families at home. Like they
no,
leave
I
their wives
imagine
and their kids
it kind of makes you wonder
at
too.
the
There
house.
probably aren't many families around. Like these guys have probably grown up, you know, and never gotten married, or you know, or who knows what. I mean,
But
like the innkeeper's the only female in this village that we can see.
But also, it seems, based off of this, that the curse is mostly passed down to males. So maybe it's just all the males have to gather here as a means to be like, who, like, determining who may or may not be a werewolf. There we go.
Yeah.
Get that out. Jeez.
Yeah, but the werewolf will still attack. Like
True.
if you leave your kids and your wife at home, say they're all married or some of them are married.
That is very true.
And wherever your house is, you're the one that has the weapons and you're the one that protects your home. So go and stay at home instead of going to drink a beer on fucking full moon murder night.
Unless it still plays in the whole thing of having that on the wall is a means to like essentially shrine guard the place to keep the werewolf from entering. Maybe they've done that to all their homes as well.
Well, it makes you wonder too. Like that is something that has never ever been used in werewolf mythology. Is the idea of a pentacle to ward off evil? Like pentacles have been used before, but as in terms of like if you hold this up to a werewolf, or you put this on the side of your house, a werewolf knows I ain't going in there. Like like presenting wolfsbane or garlic or a cross to a vampire. You know, we've never seen a werewolf look at something and then run off because it's silver or it's, you know, any other.
Well, evidently in this movie, the werewolves don't go and cross the roads. Like they don't go to the streets. So as long as you don't go into the grass, you're fine.
But
go ahead, Jason.
How does that work in the city then?
Triple 20.
What?
It's like,
darts.
Yeah,
he's watching the dart scene on the TV.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I beat you, Joe. I kicked your ass in darts.
He's like watching TV like
Ohio.
BBC sucks.
And we're coming up on like one of the best transformation sequences Randy even said himself. Period.
In
all time.
Cinematic history.
Yes.
By far. This is the best werewolf movie of all time.
For a werewolf, I wouldn't say that, but it's the best werewolf transformation in cinematic history.
Yeah, get some credence.
Hey, it's not like there's much competition in that regard.
Yeah,
but I think in horror movies though too, I think that it's such an incredible transformation. Like you got a few other big effects in other horror movies, you know, like I like the first Nightmare on Elm Street and some others, but I just always look at this one as like, God, it's just incredible watching it all done.
But also to play into that, Tyler and I have had the pleasure of meeting David Naughton many years ago, and I want to say that Tyler asked him about the transformation sequence.
I did. Yeah.
And do you remember what he
just
said
how taxing it was? Because I know he's talked about it before. And it was just
he's dancing, by the way.
The montage music.
No, yeah, Joe.
Joe likes credence.
Yeah, who doesn't? If you don't, get the hell out of here.
Nathan, that could be the background.
Oh yeah, going forward, yeah.
But meeting David, that was really, really cool. Like he was such a really upstanding guy, sweetheart of a dude. Erica really wanted to meet him, but her dog Pepper wasn't feeling that good at the time, so I made sure I got an autograph for him or for her and took a picture, which was what that picture was. She still has that cardboard autograph of that I got for her.
Well, her whole thing from knowing him wasn't from this; it was about the Dr. Pepper commercials.
And she did like American Werewolf in London. Like she genuinely likes this movie a lot. Yeah. I think that was like the one guess. I think that she would have loved to have met that year. That was the year we met Danny Glover and Leah Thompson, and that was an epic year at Mad Monster. But yeah, I went and talked to him twice. He was a lot of fun to talk to. Had him autograph my poster here, and Vic Armstrong was there too for any other movie buffs out there. The stunt coordinator for this movie. Worked on Superman the movie because he doubled for Christopher Reeve. Worked on Indiana Jones. Doubled as Harrison Ford in Temple of Doom, and worked on Rambo 3 and God, tons of other great action movies.
There we go.
Well, you're a little ahead of me. You're like the second.
Yeah, Alex is talking to the little kid. He says no all the time.
Transformation is beginning now.
Yeah, the transformation is starting.
Now it started for me.
Okay, I'm definitely in last place then.
He does such a good job of showing how painful it is.
Oh my God, yeah.
Turn into a wolf.
Which I'm glad that was like.
He's like, I gotta get out of these clothes.
Well, I mean,
so hot.
I mean, yeah, I would think.
Look at my butt.
When you're doing that, the temperature.
Take off your clothes. John Landis demands it.
The temperature of your body is probably reaching a point where you feel like you're burning inside your own skin.
Yeah. Which I've often wondered. It means like your intestinal organs are everything inside your body.
Everything's changing
to wolves
and changing. Yeah.
So
it will be more about pain than heat because like his bones are literally stretching.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It would have been so cooler with the clothes getting ripped. But now John Landis just has to have his way.
Well, it is what it is. The hair growing out, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, it was. And knowing what they did to make that effect. Oh, yeah, the spine, oh, God.
This is a
feet extending.
This is a full puppet now, right? With the head. Right. This is an actor clearly in this shot, but
yeah.
The part where he's on his back is fucking funny, but yeah. Outside of that, it's a really dope transformation.
Yeah, and then we're coming up on the money shot of watching the face extend out, which
that's the best part.
Yeah.
I'd often think after watching this, like thinking about what the previous werewolf, like in his little cottage, like going through this incredible amount of pain, probably more than once. Whereas David goes through this twice and then he's dead. Where it just kind of makes you feel like, how often would that one guy in his own place just go through this hell, like more than once? But then David wakes up from all this and has no memory of any of it.
Fast. What's that?
I was going to say, like, the next day David has no memory of any of this stuff. So it kind of does lead you to believe that unless you hear about stuff in the newspaper, you probably would have no idea that any of this happened to you. So the guy out in East Proctor probably had no clue.
Well, there's that, but also, you could wake up around a bunch of corpses.
Or eating animals, or oh yeah, it's hard to say.
Neighbor, family members.
Yeah. Which now that would be awful too. Like a guy wakes up and sees his family like slaughtered in front of eating
kids and stuff.
Like oh my God.
Or like that scene in that Peter Weller movie. You know that. What's it called?
Buckaroo Banzai, Leviathan.
No.
RoboCop 2, Naked Lunch.
It also starred John Goodman. What's it called? Peter Weller was playing a bug exterminator.
Screamers?
No. Naked Lunch.
I think so. There's a scene where he wakes up next to a corpse with an open chest and there's blood everywhere.
Yeah, Naked Lunch.
It's a David Lynch movie, isn't it?
No, it's Cronenberg.
Cronenberg, that's right, yeah. I remember my mom telling me that she remembered, I think back in the 80s, that they had rented a Laserdisc player. And I think, I don't know how old I was. I don't know if I was even old enough to remember, but she remembers my pawpaw and my mom, my dad, and I think some of his siblings had rented this on Laserdisc and watched it up at my mom's house and pawpaw's house. And they live up in the woods. So I would to have heard the howling from this werewolf up there. Oh my God, boy! Now that's an era that is fitting for a great horror movie, or definitely a werewolf movie. But oh God,
Yeah, nothing would. I'm not gonna. Well, I say this, but he's out there. He's probably had a few. He's kind of drunk. He doesn't give a shit. And he's like, yeah, I'll go out there and see what's going on.
he got away from his nagging wife.
Yeah.
Because I was talking to my son at this point when we were watching. I was like, "Would you go out there?" He was like, "Heck no." I'm going out there in the dark.
Well, he's led to believe that his wife thinks hooligans are out in the park again. So,
that's the reason I'm not going.
Well, if the hooligans are just nothing more than those guys with colored hair, those guys weren't threatening at all. So I'm sure even this cuts.
You don't know what those guys were doing late at night in the woods, in the park.
They were coloring their hair.
Yeah, they could be beating people up.
I'm gonna put up this comment that let's see what you guys think about this. It comes from KU or Kaiju, as Deuce would say. I think the Howling transformation is better.
Who remembers the Howling transformation?
I don't agree with that. But it's good because Greg, because of Rob Bottin, Rick Baker's protege, is the one who did that. Whereas Rick was going to do the effects for the Howling. I'm sure aficionados of this film, they already know the story. But for those who don't, Rick Baker was going to do the Howling. John Landis got pissed off about it, so he jumped that, came over to American Werewolf, and then Rob Bottin took over the Howling. So it was a good hands no matter what. But the Howling effects are really cool in that too. Don't get me wrong. But this is a more superior film. The Howling is like a slug. It's a slug of a movie. It's got some good moments in it, but it's not. It's kind of a boring film, I think.
Is it the Jack Nicholson movie?
No, that's Wolf.
Yeah.
Well, that was done by Mike Nichols. That's a good movie too. I like Wolf.
Deuce, and I was wondering the same thing because I'm sitting here really, really trying to remember the Howling, and I know I've seen it, but I can't. It's that unmemorable to me at this point. Like I don't remember the transformation.
Well, the Howling stars Dee Wallace, who is the mom in E.T.
E.T. Her husband's in it, and then you got Robert Picardo, who plays like the crazy serial killer who is a werewolf. He's the one who has like the big money shot transformation in the movie.
Okay.
Here's
that punk ass dog.
God, it's probably freezing ass cold out there too, and they just have that little pit fire.
So werewolf is going to eat them. How does the werewolf doesn't get any poisoning?
I don't know.
He filters out syphilis pretty well. He'd still be okay if he ate Joe Amato.
I mean, I think they do a good job here of projecting that this werewolf can attack you from anywhere.
Yeah.
Anywhere.
Yeah. That it's just roaming aimlessly all over London. I mean, going from here, and this is how he ends up in the subway system.
Picture this scene, but with Bill Bixby instead of this guy. And then you get Hulk crossover. After the chase, you see Bill Bixby turn to the camera, you see the eyes, Hulk transformation, and then you see Hulk versus the werewolf. It would have been kick-ass.
Now then it would be Hulk versus a werewolf by night.
You wouldn't.
Does anyone know what I'm talking about when I say that?
Yeah, the Marvel comics.
Don't come over here.
I think
I'm gonna get angry.
Most people know that
the moment AI technology gets to the point where you can just type in a movie, I'm gonna do that.
This guy's so polite though. Like the British socialites are super polite.
I imagine Joe's just concentrating on these Dave Singles burgers on these Wendy's ads going on.
And you'll see an ad for See You Next Wednesday in the tunnel as well.
Yeah, the one they go see, right?
Yep. An ad for Airplane.
And there's if you watch the Thriller music video, there's a post for See You Next Wednesday in the lobby too. I think Schlock is
Michael
in there
Jackson's
too.
Thriller?
In the Thriller music, I know Schlock is. I want to say I thought I see You Next Wednesday. Oh no! I'm getting confused. In Thriller, when they're watching the movie, the police are saying there's a message. It says "See you next Wednesday."
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
'Cause that
I know
was-
that
Is that a
I know
real movie or is that
no,
just
it
made for
was a
this
made
show?
up porno that he
The
shot
shit out
for
of
this.
Wendy's.
Wow, that's crazy.
What
Yeah.
did it say?
Who knows? He can't hear us.
But he changed it because the instead of a porno theater, it was originally a theater with that played cartoons, which is when he wrote the film. That was what was in Piccadilly Circus. So when it came time to film it, that cartoon theater had been turned into a porno theater. So he wrote and made up a porno to film to be
To
played
play
in
in
the
there.
porno. Yeah.
Oh wow.
I know you guys are a little bit behind us, but I like that transformation. That we're going straight to the zoo scene.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Go
yeah.
straight from him looking that to a roaring
The lion.
Yeah.
But that one shot of the
Here's
wolf,
another
like,
John Landis moment.
Butt naked.
Yeah.
Yeah, but this also leads into one of those funnier moments when just needing that kid's red balloon.
The balloons, yeah.
Yeah, but
I
it's so,
quoted that on the podcast
so
years
weird,
ago.
though.
The whole movie's
Yeah, of
weird.
course it's weird, but you know.
Yeah, but
Tonally and all over the
it's
place.
like you're still
Have
direct.
Deuce never seen this movie before? Because you act like you've never
I
seen it.
did, but it just
How are they getting a cake?
you could have done different things.
The wolves like, what's up, man?
I think they're probably intimidated. I mean, they're not at all like.
The wolf is sweet. Who's intimidated?
I'm saying like they're not. They don't see him as a like you don't belong here. I'm going to attack you. They see him as like one of their own.
Oh yeah,
Yeah. Yeah, they can smell it on him.
Being him, though, if I'm in there and I'm naked with wolves, I would be kind of nervous filming that
I'd
scene.
be freaked the fuck out.
sometimes you just gotta wonder how exactly do actors agree to such scenes?
I think half of it is either just the willingness to give their best performance to make the movie better, but I also think there's that other back half of it. It's probably peer pressure. I'm sure the director's like, "Come on, it won't be that bad." Blah blah blah. You know.
Yeah. Come on, you pussy, do it. And then
Yeah,
the
I mean-
cameraman chimes in. Yeah, pussy, do it.
I
Yeah,
mean,
we don't know anything about that.
Well,
Which
plus
Joe
when they do
was
stuff like this
talking
too,
to
it's a
us.
closed set. It's not like you have like everyone's hanging
How
around.
do you close a park?
I'm saying you have it closed off though, like certain things. You don't allow just anybody and everybody. Like during the sex scenes too, it's a closed set. You only have like the cinematographer, the director, maybe one or two of the guys, and the actors, and that's it. It's not like it's a big. Now this right here, yes, I'm sure that you get all your set and staff like right
well,
now.
I mean, it's no different than filming a movie in New York City and having to close down a street to film a scene.
Yeah.
It's kind of the same thing. I'm sure the zoo was functioning, but they're like, "Oh, hey, by the way, we're filming a movie here, so
Close off this section.
Well, like
over
with
here,
Piccadilly Circus, like they shut down. They got permission to shoot from I think 1 a.m. to 4 when they filmed the Piccadilly Circus at the end of the movie. I guess
Joe
Joe's
must be at the,
naked
Joe,
American
yeah,
man
Joe's
stole
at-
my balloon.
That dude's quick when he grabs that coat, though.
Yeah, you hear that squeak?
An American just stole my balloon.
Is here's a question, because I don't really go to big major cities or anything like that. Do they still have newsstands like this on the streets?
No.
In mine, they do.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah. Wow. In New York, they do not.
Do you know about how long ago they stopped doing that?
No.
Probably when magazines started taking the big hit in newspapers, like when the internet starts pushing all the,
Yeah.
It could have been that long ago, though.
Well, for I felt like 10 years or more that newspapers are going to be extinct and they're still around.
Yeah.
So
yeah, they're still hanging out.
People still, I mean, magazines are still available, but I just don't, I have a desire to get. I miss the days of like going to Books and Me and Barnes and Noble buying like toy magazines and basketball magazines and stuff like that. But I just don't have a need for any of them. Well, plus most of them aren't being made anymore, like Toy Fair and Toy Mart and stuff like that.
And Lee's Toy Review.
Lee's Toy Review, that was my golden book of toy magazines. And Cinescape and Starlog and all the movie magazines. That's how you got your information.
Some of those movie ones do still exist, like Empire magazine, of course. Still.
Oh, yeah, Empire still goes.
Some of the smaller ones are still running. Though I want to say they're not. I want to say it's bi-monthly and not monthly how they used to be. They've definitely cut back in that regard. I mean, this is good that he doesn't remember any of it, especially like the pain of the transformation.
Yeah, and they do.
How does he clean up so well?
Well,
I still want to know how he gets all that blood off.
Yeah, that's a good question.
I mean, it could be
a
variety of things. Maybe the other wolves cleaned him up.
Licked him clean?
Yeah, licked him
clean. Yeah, maybe whatever. He licks himself.
Yeah, you never know. I mean, that could be a thing while he's still in that transformed state. Because that's what animals do. They lick themselves.
This movie is pure fuel for the internet.
No, not at all.
What?
Just at the part where the doctor's like, is he behaving strangely? And he's trying to make out with her and everything.
Damn doctor's acting like he can't hear that shit in the back. Are you fuckers making out? Bring him here right now.
You know, there are kids today that don't understand the concept of a landline.
Yes.
That blows my mind.
Yes, I do.
Or they see a VCR and they don't know how it works or what it does or what it's intended to do.
There's videos about it. Like regular can openers, hand.
Yeah, but those videos tend to be exaggerated.
I don't know. Some of them are not exaggerated.
Yeah, but they really tend to be they tend to tell kids deliberately to overact it.
Watching people's reactions to this person watches First Blood for the first time. This person watches Jaws for the first time. Like, who gives a fuck?
Yeah. Here's Joe Amato watching American Werewolf in London for the first time.
Yay.
Oblivious. When he comes to the realization that it really could have been him.
The wolf is here.
All those pigeons making Joe hungry.
I mean, it makes for a good effect to have them there that you could run through them and they're all gonna fly.
Oh, they're probably already there naturally.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like you're using timing, that as part of the shot,
the background. Yeah. He's like, you shut up. I don't even know her.
Some choice words there.
Yeah, when he's
none of which we will repeat here on.
No.
Except for the part where he's just shit. Arrest me.
I can't believe he said beep.
Yeah, there you go.
He said what?
Beep. He said beep.
Yeah, we.
Oh yeah, beep.
I wonder if James ever sees something like this when he's in London.
Of course he did. It's London.
Those cop hats are pretty cool.
Yeah. I like the cop hats and I like the siren sound.
Yeah, I like the buses, like the 2-floor buses and stuff like that.
I've been on a double dutch before.
Oh, I always thought this was so cool. And the red phone booths.
Yeah.
If no one out there, if you love this movie and you didn't know they existed, go get the NECA Werewolf in London figures.
Oh yeah, they're phenomenal. Fantastic. All the sculpts are so good. I'm surprised. I wish they had done like a Jack like in his decomposed state or one of his decomposed states, and then a David Naughton transformation, like him on all fours with the face starting to extend out.
I mean, they do have the Toonie Terror version of
it,
but it's I would assume it's mostly a likeness thing.
Probably. I guess so. It's just
or just one of those things that they're just unaware or don't understand the significance of it or don't really care to do it too.
Yeah, it's hard to say with a lot of stuff that NECA does because I feel like they do so many great things, but who knows what they really want to do and can't do, and who knows what they really don't want to do.
I mean, a Jason Takes Manhattan figure would be nice.
I don't know what the hell the problem is with that. You made fucking Roy, but you won't make Part 8.
By the way, so that older inspector, is it just me or is his voice familiar?
We can look him up and see what else he may be in. This scene's actually kind of heartbreaking.
When he calls
when he's talking to his sister.
Yeah. I don't think David gets enough credit. Like his work was limited in movies. He's done TV and stuff like that. But it's just for this to be like his one big major role. I mean, it's kind of a shame he never got used in other horror movies or any other like leading roles because he does such a great job in this movie. He has a roller coaster of emotions he's got to go through, and he does it damn good for someone who just came off of Hot Dog the movie or the Hot Dog movie. I forgot what it's called.
Hot Dog the movie?
No. That's what. Look it up. Like it's some kind of rinky-dink movie called like the Hot Dog movie or something like that. And then
Hot Dog ... the movie. He played Dan.
Yeah.
I guess from the looks of it, this just from the poster art here, this seems like a Porky's.
Yeah, Animal House kind of.
Kind of film.
Inspired. Yeah, I know he was in an episode of Seinfeld where he plays an alcoholic dating Elaine. That was a good episode. I wish I had asked him about working on the episode of Seinfeld, but he was just so much fun to talk to about Werewolf. And Griffin Dunn, I think, would be awesome. I know he does the con circuit now, or at least a little bit. He'd be so cool to meet.
Actually, him and David Naughton are going to be at one in Richmond next weekend.
Holy shit!
Trying to remember the name of it though. It's the one that the GalaxyCon people are behind, but this is more like horror themed. And not
I think I've been seeing those.
Yeah, I think I may have seen an ad for that. Probably.
There's a lot of celebrities at that one. I think
it's down the road, not across the street, David.
Was the sharp end of that knife facing up?
It could have been, but also if you're trying to, do that with that, that would suck. But yeah, here's the scene. Deucin, try to hold yourself together through this. But when they go here to this porno theater, I think one of the best things about this scene is we're still having more of those conversations that it's weighted in that serious, hey, you need to kill yourself for this to end. But in the background, you just have moaning the whole time to kind of counterbalance it. But yeah, here we're going to meet the other people that David has killed.
Now pay attention to Joe's arms.
Yeah, I'm sure Joe will react accordingly.
I think Joe might be a little ahead of us.
I've seen some pictures of this prop kind of years after the fact, and surprisingly, it's held up pretty well, at least from my photos. Yeah.
Yeah, this is one of the best ones in the film as far as his digression.
And I think what works to its benefit.
I love the fact he scratches his nose.
Yeah.
I think Griffin Dunn even operated the puppet. I think during this because he really wanted to actually like make it move as if he would.
Mm-hmm.
If I remember correctly, I think because the commentary track, which I suggest people listen to, which was pretty good, it's just David Naughton and Griffin Dunn talking during it.
I think it's great having this puppet here and doing it in this scenario to where you're in a darkly lit room, that it kind of hides some of the stuff that wouldn't work if you saw it in a well lit scene.
I actually thought it was a mask.
No.
Yeah, it looks really good.
No, it's all.
Yeah, it's a puppet.
It's a puppet.
Yeah. Yeah, it's
Let's see if I can.
Geez.
The head
The Muppet
movements
Show.
are just
Jim Henson.
really,
Jim Henson
really.
did it all.
Oh, also that's why the Muppets make a cameo.
So in the closing credits, I noticed that Jim Henson Studios did the wolf, the puppetry, and this one and the wolf and all that.
What?
So it was Jim Henson Studios. Look it up.
Wait, for the Muppet Show, or because Rick Baker's crew did the werewolf effects?
This movie is Jim Henson Studios. Look it up.
Oh my God!
Unless he's only credited because of the.
Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna let Rin have this one. I'm gonna let him think that Jim Henson's crew worked on this. I'm not gonna say anything.
I'll tell you, I know how to read, and
I'm sure that you do, just not correctly.
Well, okay, all right. Well, if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. I don't mind admitting it, but I just watched it maybe 2 hours ago, so I saw the credits.
Jim Henson gets credit because they had to use the Muppet footage in the movie.
If that's what it is, that's what it is. His name's in there.
Oh, I know his name's in there for that, but yeah, Rick Baker's crew did the.
I don't know Rick Baker, so
he's my uncle.
Okay,
Uncle Rick.
Tell your uncle I
should have got him to come on the podcast. He's not doing anything else right now.
How's that blood still wet?
He's a fresh kill.
Yeah, those guys are fresh kills.
Yeah, but it wasn't so soon. Blood dries up really fast.
Dr. Deuce, logic doctor.
Yeah, someone needs to bring logic to this movie.
God.
There's the puppet.
That is pretty cool.
Yeah.
Recently?
You literally can't tell it from waist up that it's a puppet.
Yeah.
It's really good.
Yeah, it goes to show, just the whole practical effect aspect in movies. It deserves its place to make a comeback. I get that it's easier to do it in a computer, but there's just something about being able to see it.
I don't know when they're saying they spend so many millions of dollars on computer effects and it looks like hammered shit. And you get a hungry crew that just wants to put together a puppet with some effort because they're hungry and they want to prove that they can do it, and they'll do it cheaper. I don't see how they justify having so many people work on computers putting together shitty special effects to dump out, another shitty Marvel movie or shitty, Disney movie that's a remake of a movie they did 20 years ago.
Or you have the case of the Thing Part 2.
Oh
that
God.
prequel movie where they at first did the practical effects, but then some idiot had an idea to replace it all with CGI.
I would like to see the cut that just had the practical effects there, even if it's just like
shit.
Even I would prefer to watch it that way. And of course, you kind of get the mistaken thing of he's transforming again, but he's making noises in this theater. Yeah.
But the guy is just standing there. Like, he's just going to watch you.
Well,
I imagine that guy probably was a pervert and just thought he wants to watch David get off.
Yeah, isn't that
no joke. He probably is just like, he's in a porno theater. He's some guy's grunting and moaning in the back. Well, I'll go watch him.
Isn't that an usher though?
That
it's not an usher.
Of watching the claws come through the fingernails.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, guys, I'm probably got to bail here. I'm going to have to get going here, guys.
All right, brother.
All right. You guys enjoy the rest because I got a 12-hour work day ahead of me tomorrow, so I need to get to bed.
Okay, go sleep.
You guys enjoy the rest of the movie.
We sure will. The good part's coming up.
All right, guys. Later.
Bye.
I mean, there's only 10 minutes left. I don't know why you just didn't
He's all right.
Last 10 minutes.
He hates the movie.
Yeah, we don't. It's so dimly lit here, but man, Jay, could you just imagine that? Even though there are only a few people there, just the amount of bodies, the amount of blood that the guy's walking into.
How is the werewolf so quiet?
He's munching.
Yeah, he's eating.
Yeah, exactly. How is he so quiet? Like, people don't notice him until they're right in front of him.
Well, I mean, Deucin, they are in a porno theater. I think they're distracted by what's going on the screen, much like Joe right now.
Yeah. And more than likely, like a wild animal probably would make a lot of noise while they're eating, especially a predator. I would assume, unless it's just, crunching of the bones or something like that, they're not going to be making a whole lot of noise. But
yeah, but there's also breathing and other noises.
But also movie theaters are quite loud.
Yeah.
When the movie
especially with all the humping.
And then we get the head decapitation just right there. Hell yeah.
Yeah.
And this is so the cars piling up and just the death and destruction.
The carnage, the people getting run over, and
they've done it in a comedic way, sort of.
I don't think they meant to be comedic about this part at all. Like it's funny now to us, but I don't think they meant any of this portion to be funny at all.
Yeah, true. But it's just so over the top that it's like, okay, it is a little amusing.
And again, the movie has a weird tonal shift.
Mm-hmm.
So,
which I'm still totally all right with. I think the tonal shifts makes it. I would put this as one of those movies that, even though it's in that genre, I think this is something you could show to someone that's not entirely comfortable watching horror movies all the time, because there's enough comedy to it and enough light-hearted moments in it to balance this out. And even then, like, the death and destruction has a little layer of humor to it.
Yeah. I kept looking at the running scene where they obviously have like a board or roller skates or something on the back end, and he's just kind of pulling himself.
Yeah.
That part is kind of funny to me.
Well, I mean, you have to make things move somehow.
I know, man, but it's just funny to me. And the M16 loading, the bullets, that's pretty cool. I remember those days. And this dumbass lady.
She's in love, man.
Jeez, man. There's not.
Yeah,
that
but
much
even
love
after all of that, like, the guys are literally a monster.
But there's so much unknown about it, too, that you could. In their heads, it's like, oh, maybe we can help him. Maybe we can cure him. They don't, that's always the thing. If anyone's in a thing of peril.
But that's the doctor's standpoint. But the nurse is all right. She just wants,
She's in love.
She's in love.
Too much.
She's
it's blinding her.
She's not over
isn't that what love does to people?
Yeah, but
man,
this is like
stupid.
Harley Quinn blindness.
Well,
Mr. J, come out.
Well, I mean, you're going to see this right here where she's trying to reason with him and he's too far gone. At that point, he goes to attack and they shoot him and kill him.
She's literally trying to change him like most women in relationships.
Yeah.
Just like Harley Quinn with the Joker.
I mean, the look of that puppet standing there, I love.
With the back in the wall.
I love the full design of the werewolf. Actually, if I don't knock over these other figures. Well, they fell over anyway.
Yeah, I mean, it almost looks as if it understands. Oh, yeah, that's cool. long-legged. It's not as cool as the Gmork though.
Yeah.
From Neverending Story.
No, they haven't made a figure of that, have they?
I'll tell you, they fucking transform back into humans so fast. Like it's a split-second transformation back when they die.
Yeah.
It's a shame that they didn't do a special effect here, like
have them transform back and see all the fucked up bones going back in and.
Yeah, and you see people's reactions, like
then now Joe can hear us.
You son of a bitch!
Woo! That was an interesting movie.
You've never seen that movie before.
I've never seen it, so I thought Silver Bullet would kill him. So normal bullets would kill him?
Yeah, regular bullets, man.
Yeah.
Okay.
Change the mythology.
Yeah. British wolves don't fuck with they don't care about silver bullets, man.
I guess not. And one of those homeless people, I swear, was the old guy in that one house in the Neverending Story that sent Atreyu out to go between the two.
It wasn't him. I know what you mean. The little guy that was the doctor.
No. One of the homeless guys. One of the homeless guys.
And he's like, go over there. And he's like, go, all the guys.
Yeah, that's him. I swear that's him. One of the homeless. I'm gonna look it up. What am I talking about? I'll check it later. But I swear that homeless guy.
He looks a lot like him. He does look a lot like him.
The eyes and the way he talked.
And that toothless mouth. Yeah.
Well, Joe, since we talked throughout the whole movie and you just sat there watching it, give us your thoughts. What'd you think?
It was. I don't know. I don't want to say it's not like I hated it or I loved it and I was over the moon. It was different. I don't know. I like the pacing.
Dude,
for
be
me.
Honest, you're not gonna hurt anybody's feelings.
No, the pacing was.
Go ahead, Joe. I don't like the movie.
He stumbled.
No, it was just all right. Like I'll be honest. I'd never want to watch it again. It was just. It was. No. It's just
Well, here we go.
No worries.
You know what,
Ren?
Hey, here we go. Just me and you now. We'll just stick with that and I'll bring it back. No, I mean, yeah, you're entitled to your opinion, and I guess I get your way of thinking, but I enjoy its weirdness. I enjoy that it genre bends. I enjoy that it's just so abrupt and odd. But it was funny watching your reactions to certain parts, especially the nightmare sequence where the werewolves come in and kill his family and everything.
Yeah, like I didn't know what in the hell. Like I didn't know that was his family. I had no clue what the hell was going on. I was like, well,
nobody knows. Nobody knows what's going on.
Yeah, and I think that's part of the fun with it. You're just on this weird ride. Yeah.
So Joe, what didn't you like about the movie?
Well, I thought the werewolf, at least like the transformation was kind of cool. The look of the werewolf itself was like, meh. Like I like there was a TV series, I think it was called Werewolf, and man, that thing looked awesome. Like I remember how cool that werewolf looked. It was okay. The not the hallucination, but the undead guy, getting more undead each time was kind of weird, and humorous. So I could see as a kid, I probably would have got a kick out of that.
Yeah.
But what didn't you like?
What didn't I like?
Yeah.
Like I said, it seemed like the pacing was super slow until later when we started. Like I could imagine me as a kid, I would have been losing my patience just waiting for something to happen. Like, I'll be honest, sometimes when there's a lot of talking, it's like maybe I would trail off. So it's like I'd be like, oh God, would somebody get killed already?
This is coming from a guy who loves Friday the 13th movies where they spend the first 30 minutes not really doing anything.
Well, no. The thing is, hey, I mean, when you part 3 got right to it. Wait, even part 2 got right to it. Part 2 got right to it. Even part 1 at the beginning. Part 3, part 4 started right off with killing. Part 5 was a drag fest. I was like, come on, get to the point.
Basically, what I pull from it is much like anything, when it comes to Joe's opinions on horror movies, I can agree with some of it, but then I remember at the end of the day, he likes Halloween Kills, and that's like the biggest piece of shit ever made.
Halloween Kills is awesome movie. I really need to find out.
Tonight. The evil dies tonight.
Evil dies. Nathan, you're good at figuring out stuff. Can you figure out if that one guy was in Neverending Story? I'm going nuts now. I swear that was him.
And what about the old inspector?
Tilo Is that was his name? Tilo Pruckner? No, I don't know. Dang it.
I don't know, guys.
Tilo Pruckner.
No, I don't know. I'm trying to remember. He was who's the guy with the wife and
but what kind of a name is Tilo Proctor?
I didn't know. I'm trying to look up the cast of the movie. I'm like, wait, who's who and what's what? Oh, I swear that was him. I swear that was the guy.
Type in hobo from American Werewolf in London or something.
Hobos? Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there were only 3 of them.
So, Dewson, what were you saying about the inspector?
Yeah, well, his voice sounded familiar.
His filmography is not much. There's a couple of movies: The Sinister Man, Otley, The Breaking of Bumbo, The Hireling, American Werewolf in London, and then did a TV movie called Walter, and that was it.
So a lot of British acting, or nothing major except for this one. As far as world releases,
it certainly seems that way. If anyone in the chat has any questions, go ahead and toss those in there too. We'll take a few.
And if you have an answer to if that guy was the same character that Joe is talking about because I can't remember his name, but of course, Neverending Story is one of my favorite films. But that guy is actually one of my favorite characters because he stabs that big.
Wait, let's look up Sidney. Sidney Bromley is a guy that looks like that was the guy. So let's see if Sidney Bromley was in Neverending Story. Sidney Bromley. Yeah.
What?
I'm sorry. I gotta look this up because otherwise I'll go insane. Let's see. He was
You're already insane.
Yeah,
no. Hold on. I'm looking up his Wikipedia, and he was in
Doc's the man.
Oh, it could be him. It is.
Neverending Story. It is. Okay, good. I wasn't nuts.
Well, now Joe can go to sleep tonight. How about that?
So Joe, is that guy still alive? Like,
God, no, he'd be like 180 or something. I don't know how old that son of a bitch would be.
He died in 87.
Yeah, that was his
in 87.
Yeah, his last movie was Crystal Stone. He was just old man, final film role. So yeah, he was in a lot of movies, surprisingly. But okay, there.
Yeah.
No, but it was like I said, it wasn't. I didn't think it was like a wretched movie. It was just different. I think I would have liked it more maybe if I was a kid and I would have watched it from then.
How can you say that you would have liked it more as a kid, considering what kind of scenes there are in this movie?
Yeah, you would have loved them titties.
There was a lot of weird shit going on, admittedly, but
it's still surprising to me, given the fact that you were like 32 when this movie came out, that you did not watch it.
Oh yeah, Nathan, tell him about the MPAA, the
what?
toasting, the toasting.
So at the part when he's talking to him and he's eating his breakfast and he's got those slashes on his throat, a piece of toast was supposed to fall out of his neck, but the MPAA said, no, that's too much. We got to cut that.
No kid, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's too much, but this other stuff, including the porn bits, that's okay.
Yeah, there was a lot of crazy shit. I mean, and as graphic as the special effects were on his buddy when they first showed him, I mean, that was horrific.
That was amazing.
That was great special effects. I mean, I love practical effects, and that's the one thing I love from this movie. If I give it anything, is I love and I miss this type of stuff, practical effects, and not the shit that you see nowadays.
That's what we were talking about.
Yeah, you do, Jack. We talked about all that stuff.
I had my headphones on. I
know.
We were
talking to you the whole time.
Yeah, we were trying to talk to you. I'm like, oh, okay. Well, I guess he just doesn't. He can't
hear. No, I had to absorb. I've never seen this movie, so
we watched you dance.
Dude,
What's that?
We had a whole week to watch this.
Well,
We watched you dance.
Yeah, we watched you dance.
Watch me dance. What are you talking about?
Yeah, when you were giggling
when
and
Credence
stuff.
was playing, you were sitting there bopping to it.
When the song was on.
Oh, that must be subconscious. When there's music, I didn't even realize that. God.
When you watch this episode back, you can watch yourself dance.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay. No, but it was like I said, it was different. It was different.
Well,
any questions?
We haven't really got any questions. So I guess we'll just go ahead. Yeah, we'll just go ahead. And
I have a question for Jenny. Jenny, how do you rate his dancing?
0 out of 10.
Hey, I can dance, Ren. Goddamn, there's a goddamn
It's
ED.
boogie.
I can dance, damn it. I do. I got some rhythm. I can do some crazy shit. Shut up. I got some rhythm. I do. I dance for my baby.
No rhythm, I can tell.
Wait, what?
Yeah, I know she loves it when you dance for her.
See, look what she gave. Put that up there. Look what she gave me. That's how I dance, Ren. Look at this shit. You got to believe it, Ren, right there.
I don't see
that's all the truth.
I think her hand. I think her hand accidentally hit the 1 first. So
yeah,
it should have been 0.
Probably autocorrect. Corrected 1 to 10.
Hey, Jenny, you twerk champion. Oh hell!
Wait, don't give us that mental image.
Yeah,
you don't want that. Hey, Oliver Belmont's got a question.
Which of the 3 original vintage horror films will fans power like to review this Halloween month? The Omen, The Amityville Horror, or Carrie? Actually, none of those movies are on what we have plotted out for the rest of the month.
Carrie is the best because of the line about dirty pillows.
Who's the main lead in the Amityville Horror?
Oh God,
I don't know his name. Shit. I don't know it. No, I don't know that guy's name.
I'm looking it up.
Yeah, it was a good movie, but I'd say I'd like Carrie, then The Omen, then Amityville Horror if I was to choose an order. But
so it's James Brolin, who is father of Josh Brolin.
Oh no shit.
Yeah.
No shit.
But for this month, the rest of this month, because I posted it in our Fans Power Facebook group, next week will be an episode of Fans of Power. The following week is going to be a B-movie battle because Tom Brisky will be here, and this was kind of his idea. We're going to have 2 animal features head-to-head. We're not going to, with this one, how we've watched these, this one will not, this will be purely discussion-based, but it will be alligator versus killer crocodile. That's going to be a lot of fun. And then to wrap it up, to end October on the 29th, we are going to be doing the original Fright Night, one of the best vampire which I'm hoping Joe has watched. He's not.
Slowly. Oh yes, I love some Fright Night.
All
yes.
Good. All right, fine. We don't. Have
I watched that the other day because I thought that's what we were talking about this week.
You would, idiot.
He was convinced. He was convinced. He was like, "Yeah, I'm pretty sure it says Fright Night that you have it uploaded on the channel." I'm like, "No, why would I just upload something else?" I
completely convinced myself that it said Fright Night. That's how much I love Fright Night.
Here's the question.
That's a great movie.
From JSP, which we kind of touched on earlier, but we can get Joe's thoughts here too. Thoughts on The Howling? Because Ren says he couldn't remember it. I think it's pretty good.
It's good, and it was just, man, talk about a gross but creepy and cool transformation. But yeah,
can you show a picture of the creature from the?
Do you think that this transformation was better or worse than the Howling transformation?
The Howling one was just creepier than hell, for at least to me. I thought it was pretty damn good. I enjoyed that transformation more. Hell, the one, but I'll be honest, the one I love the most is I wish people would know about that TV series Werewolf, though. That had the best transformation and look of a werewolf I ever seen, and it's just like nobody knows about it because I think it was just one season. I can't remember. It's been so long.
What year was that made?
God damn it! Was it 80s?
What the hell is that?
That's The Howling.
What?
Oh, I'm sorry.
That thing.
I didn't mean that.
But I wish I could bring up a picture of Werewolf for you.
That was a were-rabbit.
Well, here's a better picture. It doesn't.
The transformation was creepier and shit. Yeah, like looking at that and like looking at American Werewolf and
That guy
What's
holding
that?
the puppet was creepier.
Yeah, he's creepier than the damn werewolf.
No, but there was like a pentagram that
would. Were they like hills have eyes werewolves or something?
What's that? What do you mean?
Were they like hillbilly werewolves or something?
I
don't remember the Howling. Like I'm really not remembering.
After you've seen it, you'd remember.
I'm not even sure I've seen it at all.
I'll have to see about watching it.
I mean,
I'm
obviously,
certain I've seen it.
This was the Werewolf TV series was originally years and years ago. I want to say it was like mid 2000s.
And I was
come out on DVD, but it didn't.
It came out on yeah, didn't it come out like in like UK or something? But Werewolf, I didn't think it came out in the United States on DVD.
No, it didn't come out in the States. It may have.
But I was right. It was one season, and it was 1987 when it came out. So I was actually right about that.
Very blurry picture, but.
But yeah, and that's what, like I said, it was on TV, like I said, for one season. We've never got it on DVD or nothing. So many people are like, what the hell is this series? But I just remember the transformation because he would get this, like, the pentagram would, like, appear on his hand and start pulsating and everything. He transformed. It was goddamn good looking.
Was there any nudity?
No.
No, it was a TV series. It was.
Yeah, it was on TV, so there's not going to be any nudity there.
But I don't know if, like, it was other countries where, it was a badass fucking thing. That was a werewolf. It was.
That's from that TV show.
It was badass.
Deucin, you could probably find it there because there's bootleg sets. And you go to a horror convention, you'll find Werewolf TV series on.
And I think it was officially released in another country. I don't know if it was the UK, but some country I thought did get an official DVD release, and they kept teasing that we were going to get it here, but it never happened. So
Are
if it exists,
are there any clips on YouTube?
I think there are, but it's blurred or blurry. It's not good quality, right? Maybe.
Yeah. I don't know. Because
JSP said Werewolf came out on DVD in France, so it did come out in another country. So, damn.
So
it's too bad.
Is it dubbed in French or is it originally in French?
No, it was in English. It was here. It was released here, but it just wait for whatever.
I would imagine that release would probably have French subtitles on it that you could turn off, but you would also have to region free.
They tend to dub things.
Yeah,
I'd hope not. I hope
the different countries will dub. Yeah, especially if it's a series.
Yeah, that was great, and it was funny. I think I mentioned it to Tyler one time, and he remembered. I was like, "Wow, I never known anybody else besides me that remembered this damn."
No. Tyler loved that show because I think he's got a bootleg set if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, does it? Damn, yeah, that was. I loved it. No, so disheartened when it ended. I was like, oh man,
it must have cost a lot to.
It was a music thing that kept it from getting released here. So it was probably.
Oh, was that the shitty reason?
Yeah. So I would imagine it was a couple songs from a couple bands that were just charging too much, and they probably felt that it wasn't worth it to release a set here because it's such a niche show.
It's such an annoying thing when the music starts getting in the way of releasing. It's like you got the rights to use it on the show, so why does it expire?
I don't get it. I don't get that either.
They want more money. They want the royalties, man.
Yeah. Here's
if you're getting paid more, we want to get paid more.
Here's another question from JSP. Trivia: what two other things was David Naughton most known for? David Naughton, Joe, was the lead in Werewolf in London here. I think one of them was the Dr. Pepper commercials that we touched on.
Dr. Pepper? Oh yeah?
Yeah, he did Dr. Pepper commercials in the.
He's got a familiar face, but I don't have an
the other
idea.
thing I don't know what else he was famous for. That if Tyler was still here, he could.
Yeah, Tyler's the expert.
I have no clue. No clue.
From Febmon, how about this? The Ginger Snaps movies. Thoughts on those? I've never actually watched any of them.
I've never seen them.
It's a werewolf movie. I want to say it came out in 2000. The first one did. Yeah. Came out in 2000, which the story of two outcast sisters, Ginger and Brigitte or Bridget, in the mindless suburban town of Bailey Downs. On the night of Ginger's first period, she is savagely attacked by a wild creature. Ginger's wounds miraculously heal, but something is not quite right. Now Bridget must save her sister and save herself. I've heard good things about the first one.
Nope.
Never heard of it.
Nope. I'm not watching a movie where the period is the reason this heifer got attacked. Nope.
Here you go. Here's the answer to David Nunn. The Dr. Pepper commercials and the disco song "Making It." I forgot that he sang that song. Yeah.
Okay.
Hey, Joe, you should look that up and listen to it.
I will check that out tomorrow.
Yeah,
And
whatever. You
going back to Werewolf on Fox, Wiley Walt. It came out in Fox's wave of hits, including Married with Children, which is probably why Joe remembers it so fondly.
Yeah, because damn. Oh, yeah, Married Children. Great show. Thanks, Wiley.
It's when Fox first started. I think they had Werewolf, Married with Children, and maybe 1 or 2 other shows.
I remember it. I remember She-Ra being on Fox. I remember how that was promoted being on Fox. That's what shocked me. I was like, wait, there's a new show? Wait, what's happening? And this is on Fox, and Fox was an upstart network, and it was just so cool because all we had was 11, 13, 24, and then PBS was 30. So we had 4 channels. So I was like, oh my God, there's a 5th channel we're going to have on television. When I wasn't trying to use rabbit ears and foil to get channel 20 out of Detroit.
I was about to say, dude, you were out there at the movie theater turning the reel like this the whole time.
That's all. You shit. No, man, I had a TV.
Silent film era.
I had a TV this big. It was black and white. And at nighttime, I couldn't remember what day. I remember I tried to take foil and the antennas, and I could get channel 20 out of Detroit, and that's how I'd catch RoboCop, the TV series, once in a while. I was like, oh my God, I got another channel. And it was all fuzzy.
You had black and white TV in the 90s.
Shut up! No, listen. Leave me alone. I did. Okay,
dude, you just admitted that.
Okay, I know. Goddamn, leave me alone. But it was this big. That's the TV I had in my room.
That dude had a bus stop television in his bedrooms in the 90s.
Look at that. He got so worked up, he froze up.
Yeah, he fucking froze himself.
He punched his tablet.
Yeah, I think we lost him.
Yeah, he's gone.
Yeah.
He's definitely gone.
Yeah, he's probably not coming back. We'll give him a few more minutes. That's funny.
Joe D'Amato.
I was actually going to ask him like how cool it was when they went from black and white to colored televisions. You know, when they did
it was really cool.
When they did that live on air,
I can attest.
You were there when it happened?
Germany. Yeah, when we were in Germany, we had a black and white television.
No, I meant like you've bought a color television, but it's like when a channel itself moved from black and white, like the news broadcast moved from black and white to color.
I don't know.
I'll ask Joe. Wait, there he is.
There's a really cool advert for
maybe
Star Trek. The original series was used to promote color television.
Yeah,
he still can't come back in.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on with him.
He broke the tablet.
He got so worked up, the internet gave up on him. His dial-up expired.
He forgot to pay his bill.
His fucking AOL is
He's calling Jenny up right now. Jenny, I need your card
again. You didn't cut off my internet, baby.
See, he spent so much money winning those auctions that something had to give.
Right, he couldn't keep up his lifestyle.
To pay his internet bill.
That dude probably hasn't been eating for a week. He had to send out that money and beg for stuff.
He's reaching out from the other side.
I love you, Jenny. Yeah, whatever. He doesn't love you, Jenny.
All right. Well, we'll go ahead and wrap this up. I hope everyone enjoyed us watching along to this. As we said, next week, Fans of Power will return. Topic yet to be decided, but we'll be back for some Master Universe action, whatever that may be. Ren, I hope you had fun enjoying this. Deucin, you suck for not liking this movie. Joe, you also suck for never watching this movie before.
Try to return right now. Joe,
I can't believe Joe has never seen this movie. Like,
right, Deucin needs a buddy.
Yes, I need backup. Joe, don't abandon
I thought Joe was a connoisseur of the horror genre. Clearly, I've been wrong this entire time.
Yeah. And honestly, I'm not a big fan of werewolf movies. But this movie is amazing.
There's not a lot of good ones, if I'm being quite honest.
There's not a lot of ones that are like porn.
Yeah, Anyway, we hope you enjoyed this. Yeah, Joe, you can suck it. I'm glad your internet went out or whatever's going on your end there. I'm glad you're
We
tapping.
come back, Joe. We miss you.
Yeah, we don't miss you, Joe. You stay away. You were gone all show.
Yeah.
Get back out of spite.
If you haven't done so already, please like this video. Leave a comment down below. Let us know your opinions on American Werewolf in London. And until next time, we will see you in the future to talk about the past. No quote, because Tyler's not here. We'll catch you next week for Fans of Bella.